Hello, hello. We are here with Gamebound, a little series where we play one-shots of various sorts. Today we are going to play a game called Follow, which is about quests and fellowships and all that good stuff. Pretty rules light, GM-less. So I'm excited. I'm ready to try it out. I kickstarted it a while ago, and I'm just now getting to play it. So it should be fun. We have obviously Seth and Alyssa from Terra Nullius / Terra Invicta fame. And then
fame.
Hey, there are plenty of people, including Alyssa's student, who watches those shows. So
Kim.
yeah, exactly.
Hi, Kim.
Yeah. She'll comment every once in a while on those episodes. But joining us as a guest is Andrew. He hangs out on the Hellbreaker Studios Discord with us and has all sorts of fun things to say there. So glad to have you on, Andrew. We're gonna have a good time, I'm sure.
It's Andy Drew. Thank you.
Oh yeah, sorry, Andy. Drew.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so Follow is.
Wait, Caleb, I think we need to rename the game Bald. I've been holding on to that for like half an hour.
I will continue to delete your stupid drawings on this page.
Caleb hates art. Let it be known that Caleb
I hate
hates art.
Seth's art. I wish there was a way that you could just like make it on Roll20 so that players couldn't draw things. That would be what I want in this life.
You don't want to play Baldo?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Where's Baldo?
Yeah, where's Baldo? Yeah.
That's what the new. All right, Caleb, new one-shot idea for you to make.
all right.
Where's Baldo?
You know what? I
luck,
guarantee you, there's probably a Where's Waldo TTRPG somewhere. Someone's probably made at least one page of something even tangentially related to that, because there's like an RPG for everything. So we're gonna be playing Follow.
Gotta invite.
Yeah, if not, I'll make it. Yeah. Today we're gonna be playing Follow, a game about working together or falling apart by Ben Robbins. We've played Kingdom on this challenge before, or challenge on this channel before. Way back when in 2016, when we were first starting to do stuff, we played a game of Kingdom, and that's another game by Ben Robbins. He likes to make like GM-less story games like this, and so we'll get a chance to try this one out. And yeah, it should be pretty easy to run through. It seems partially at least based on Fiasco, so some of those mechanics will be familiar to at least three of us. And but it seems even more simplified than that. So I don't imagine this will take too much time. We'll have a blast and burn bright, and then call it a game. So let's see. Here's the little before you play little thing here. Follow requires no preparation and no game master to run it. You can play a whole quest in a single session, and there's enough variety that you can play again and again and have a new experience every time. You will need 3 to 5 players. Check. 2 to 3 hours. Check. Stones in 2 different colors, about a dozen of each. And if you look on the side here, we have the little decks, so you can drag out. Oh wait,
Those aren't stones. Those are gems.
I need to apparently edit these because they don't apparently
What
have any
gemstones
cards.
are
Well, you see,
I thought this was a
in
professional
a more
stream.
archaic typography or linguistics, gems are commonly referred to as stones.
There you go. So it's saying that I can't. It's saying there's like 0 cards in the deck, and I'm trying to figure out how to make. This is very strange. I don't know why it's saying that exactly. I'm not even seeing an option to like change that on these either. I'm very confused.
That makes Baldo sad.
Right now we can't drag them out, which is what we need to do. Let's see, cards in deck are infinite. I don't understand. Oh, that's card backing. Oh, there we go. That makes sense. Okay. I see what's happening now. So I made that drawing the back of the card but I also need to actually place the image as a card itself. So I think it should work now, maybe. Dragging it out. It's not working. Okay. We're off to a great start.
This really is getting dragged out.
We are off to a fantastic start, guys. I'm so excited.
Absolutely zero prep required. Remember that, people.
Yep.
Professional stream.
Yep. There we go.
Content.
I was so excited of like getting all this ready to go so that we could just start. But apparently that's a non-starter today.
Hour prep for 15 more.
Yep. All right. Okay, that didn't work. Don't worry about me.
I can move things. Ooh, it doesn't go anywhere though.
Sorry, my husband just almost fell with my child.
Oh, wow.
That's not a good thing.
You okay, honey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
It's big.
I don't know what you're hearing. I've been hearing that too.
Oh, it's the cloth.
His voice is in your head.
All right, we should be able to drag these onto the screen now. So we have a ruby and a diamond, which are going to function as our red stones and white stones for the purposes of this game. I'm going to real quick make sure I can get Alyssa's picture up on here so you're not looking at a gray screen. Where did I put that?
Put up a picture of my son. He's so cute.
I think I have the one with your son. Somewhere. Maybe. Maybe I have to go grab it again. Anyway, we're playing Follow. Yeah, so it's a game about quests. It's again GM-less story game, so there's no actual dice involved. The main thing that we're doing in terms of like whether or not something will succeed or fail is drawing these red or white stones based on how many are in the like pool in the center, and they'll do different things based on which one you draw. Let me real quick grab this.
Kill Baldo.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Boom. Alyssa has a picture. Okay. So we need 3 to 5 players, 2 to 3 hours, stones in 2 different colors, which we now have, and a cup, bag, or envelope to draw stones from, or just close your eyes. And we'll probably just use the close your eyes method. We'll drag them into the center of the screen here, and when you pick one, you'll just randomly close your eyes and click.
Or Caleb,
I've got
this thing
coins.
called rolling 1d2.
That would... Well, no, because it matters how many are in the center, right? So it's like, oh, there are 4 red to pick one to pick from, and only 1 white, and the white ones are good, and I have to randomly choose 2, and oh no, I got red and red. Oh no. So, yeah.
So we do a factorial roll.
Yes. Yeah. Basically.
I like it.
We need index cards, which we have here on the screen, little sticky notes to write some stuff down on, and pens or pencils, but, you know, we're online, so we have our computers to do that for us, which seems a little bit like overkill, but entire computers instead of pens, but here we are. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read the start page aloud. Follow is a game about working together to achieve a common goal. Slay the dragon, cure a disease, overthrow a tyrant, get your candidate elected. We'll pick a quest together to decide what kind of game we want to play. Can we stay united and succeed, or will our differences tear us apart? We'll play and find out. Follow isn't about us coming up with the best plan or a clever solution. It's about seeing what these characters do for better or worse. We may even intentionally make bad choices because they seem like decisions our characters would make. But even if we do everything perfectly, our quest may fail. As players, we can push for the outcome we want to see, but we cannot guarantee it. Our story may surprise us, and that's part of the fun. So, there you go. Let's take a look at this. First thing we have to do is we have to pick our quest. First, we'll decide what quest we want to tackle. If you're new to follow, it suggests 4 to start with, but I'll just give you like the full list and we can choose from there. The quest is the framework for the whole game, so don't settle for one someone at your table dislikes. So we'll all agree on one of them. After you've picked, flip to the matching page in the quest chapter, read the introduction on the start side aloud, and then answer the questions together to customize your quest. You'll need to refer to the quest page frequently as you proceed. So we'll need to reference that. So I'm going to go ahead and open this PDF twice for myself so that I can keep one eye on that and go to the list of quests. So I will go ahead and read them off, and you guys can note in your head which ones sound interesting to you. They're pretty short little descriptions. So we have the bomb. Build the weapon that ends the war. The booty. Get the treasure and get away. So like treasure, like pirate treasure sort of thing.
Sure.
Yeah. The breakthrough. Change the world with our invention. The candidate. Get our candidate elected. The championship. Win the big game. The colony. Build a colony and make it flourish. The cure. Cure the disease. The dragon. Slay the beast that terrorizes the realm. The gods. Make mortals worship us. The heist. Get the loot and don't get caught. The movement. Change society to embrace our belief. The posse. Bring the outlaw back for trial. The raid. Destroy the target. The rebellion. Overthrow our oppressors. The show. Put on a show the audience loves. The siege. Hold our city against the attackers. The superheroes. Unite as a superhero team. And the turf. Win control of the territory. So those are all basic, quest ideas. So it's like there is a goal, there's a mission involved, and there's a team of people that is going to attempt to accomplish that mission. That's the basic understanding of a quest in this game. So any of those jump out to you immediately?
The bomb one sounds fun.
The bomb seems fun, yeah. Build the weapon that ends the war.
I personally would either like to slay a dragon or put on a show.
Yeah.
Well, you could slay a dragon with the bomb.
It's true.
You
Okay, we have
put on a show
3
in
nominations.
Slaying the dragon.
No, well, there you go.
That's true too.
Andrew, any of those jump out to you as interesting? The bomb, the booty, the breakthrough, the candidate, the championship, the colony, the cure, the dragon, the gods, the heist, the movement, the posse, the raid, the rebellion, the show, the siege, the superheroes, or the turf.
One moment. I've got 2 in mind. Let's flip a coin. Go with that. All right. My decision is the bomb.
The bomb. Seems like we have 2 votes for the bomb. Are you okay with the bomb, Alyssa?
I guess.
Oh,
As long as the bomb is to end the war between humans and dragons.
Well, yeah, there's definitely like customization options, and we can kind of mess around with what exactly that means.
They actually want to blow something up.
I'm definitely interested in the bomb. And so again, a reminder, I'm actually not the GM in this game, so but I was kind of fine with whatever. So I just want to see what you guys.
So we do
Yeah,
not have
the bomb's
Caleb to
fine.
blame, sadly.
The bomb is
I
definitely.
mean, we can blame him anyway.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
So okay, the bomb, a theoretical new weapon, could end the war if we can build it and make it work. If we fail, the war drags on and on, or our work blows us all up, or both. We are the inventors, administrators, and agents on the project. So that is the standard setting of it. Alternate settings are decipher an alien artifact, forge the magic sword, unlock the rune of power, awaken a god or demon, harness telepathy or other superpowers. Instead of a mega weapon, your invention could be mass-produced, like a Gatling gun to win the Civil War, or even gunpowder. Those are all alternative versions of the bomb, right? So, but the basic idea is making a weapon to win a war.
Do they have more descriptions, like more? Or is it?
not real. I mean, those are like the base kind of jumping off points, and then there's more choices you make later on.
Okay, so it doesn't like give another description like it did for the first one.
No, not really. No.
What were they again?
So we have like literally just we need to make a bomb in a World War II sort of scenario to end the war. We have decipher an alien artifact, forge a magic sword, unlock a rune of power, awaken a god or demon, harness telepathy or other superpowers, or like invent something that could be mass produced, like a Gatling gun or even gunpowder.
Rune of power, sword, or rune of power or sword. Probably get us towards that fantasy
that Alyssa seems to want.
Thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me. I think the only one that's not interesting to me is like telepathy.
Yeah, that one didn't sound too.
Yeah. I'm leaning. I think if I was going to choose, I would stick with like the original kind of setting version of this, but also awaken a god or demon sounds kind of fun to me too, as like got to stop a war. But yeah, those are the ones that jump out to me. What about you, Andrew?
I hate being indecisive. So I'm liking both the rune or sword, but also like I'm now in between the two sides. Like,
yeah, I'm down with fantasy. But if we did fantasy, I would lean more towards the rune of power or awaken a god or demon than forging a magic sword.
I think the rune of power sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlock the rune of power.
Because that could just be like a bomb, also.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The true
explosive
the true name.
Right. Yeah.
Of explosive.
Ooh, I like that. Right. Yeah. We have to find the true name of maybe like the true name of fire or the sun or something like that. And if we do, then we can bind it to our will and make a giant explosion.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Or like the true name of a volcano.
Oh gosh. Like use the true name of insert Pompeii like thing.
Right, exactly. And then you
wipe out the enemy.
Wipe out a civilization.
I was thinking like Jadis and Magician's Nephew.
Oh, I don't remember what.
She had found like the one spell that kills everyone but her.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll go with unlock the rune of power. And then the two questions it gives us are what's the weapon and the conflict. That's like the first thing. So weapon, if it's rune of power, then I think I would lean more towards it would be kind of fun to do, true name, like find like having to bind like a spirit of some ancient thing like a volcano or the sun or something. And once you do that, you can like use it as an explosion because, that's the sort of stuff the sun or a volcano could do anyway. That seems a rune of power like.
Oh, yeah.
The conflict could be we're trying to kill a dragon.
Yeah, I mean, that could be the conflict. Yeah, for sure. Like, dragons are overrunning, or even just one, like giant one.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you guys feel? What are you guys feeling about the specifics there? Like, is it one dragon? Is it dragon riders?
We could.
I feel like just one dragon is more threatening in a sense, because then it's like if it's just one dragon, it's a big dragon.
Right.
Yeah. We could think precursory swarm. Like maybe there's been like a dragon or two that started to show up and been taken care of, but we realized this might be a prelude to a larger thing, so we're developing a big weapon just so that we can when the time comes or we know the imminent
we could have
onslaught.
We could have a thing like the original How to Train Your Dragon, where it's like there's all these dragons, but there's the one big dragon, and he's causing the real problem.
Like, who's controlling all the other ones? Yeah. Yeah, I think
and they all live in the volcano.
Right. Well, yeah. So let's back off from How to Train Your Dragon just a little bit. I think. I think the more I thought about it, I think maybe just one dragon does make it even feel worse, because if Because if it's like a bunch of dragons, either we found some way to fight dragons or we've already died. But if it's one dragon, then it can be no one can do anything to this dragon. And so we're
Right.
gonna die, but it's obviously one dragon only has so much time to destroy a civilization.
Yeah.
And so we need like the biggest power of the setting to like make it explode.
Okay.
Excellent.
So one big dragon.
I'm down with that. And then the other question here is, are we part of the government or a private organization who's trying to stop this? Like, what are we associated with that we're doing this?
I was thinking just like we're a band of adventurers that got hired by the local thing. I don't know what that would count as, though.
Private organization, yeah.
Yeah. Like we're a
Mercenaries.
subcontracted group
Yeah.
of the Mages Guild. So just as they're gathering info, resources, etc.
Yeah,
Sure.
I think us being our own private thing is good.
Sure. Okay, cool. I think the next step here is, what makes our quest difficult?
The
So
friggin' dragon.
There are 6 options,
Oh, okay.
and we pick 2 of them. So, the options are, I'll see if I can just copy paste these. It might be easier to.
I'll say yeah in chat.
Yeah, here we go. Nice. 1,
Perfect.
nothing like this has ever been built. We're an unknown territory, so the true name thing. Even working on a prototype is extremely dangerous. Many think unleashing this kind of weapon would be immoral. No one is trusted. Fear of infiltrators means we are all under suspicion. The authorities don't believe in our project. We don't have much support. Or time is short. The war could be lost soon. We had to pick 2 of those.
Oh, I was gonna say 6 and 1 sound good.
I would say 6
Yeah,
2
that makes sense.
6 1 or 2. One of those 3, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
6 and
those are
1
tricky.
probably makes the most sense.
Yeah.
This definitely sounds like something that we're like just theorizing, if anything, right? Like it seems like because it sounds like there probably is a magic in this setting that involves like finding the true names of things and binding them to your will. So like very name of the wind sort of stuff going on here. Patrick Rothfuss. And so we have to kind of like figure that out as we're going along. And then also it is a dragon. And if we can't fight it except for this really unknown, dangerous way, then time must be short. That work for everybody? 6 and 1?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Okie dokie. Our fellowship. The group of characters working together to complete the quest is called the Fellowship. We'll each have 2 characters, a main character and a minor character. Both are part of the Fellowship, but our story is about our main characters. And one of the reasons we have minor characters is because it's entirely possible, even likely, that we'll lose characters throughout the game. And so you can either make a new character once your main character dies, or actually, I think automatically if your main character dies or like just gets out of the game for whatever reason, you play your minor character. Like they step up and become your main character. If you lose your minor character, then you either make a new one or you take someone else's minor character, if depending on what everybody agrees on. So we're basically making a roster of characters, 2 each, that are going to be part of this fellowship. That
So the real question is, how many minor characters is Seth going to have to play?
You said it before I could, Alyssa. I was gonna word it as how many of my characters is Caleb gonna kill?
Yeah, so the funny thing about this,
But
Seth,
mine just
is,
sounded better.
Unlike Fiasco, I can kill your character multiple times and at any time during this game. Yeah. So to prepare cards for your main and minor characters, each player takes an index card, and then you have another one where you have like the minor character. So the smaller one will be for the minor character. On the main one, you're going to write like, let's see, there are going to be 2 sections. Let's see, let me find the other part of this. Yes. So there's 3 parts to your main character. Character concept, what you want from the quest, and what I want from you, but you won't give me. So it's like about another person in the party, in the fellowship. And the minor character just has like a character concept, like just a short description. If they get upgraded to main character, then they'll have some wants and stuff. But so let's go ahead and start there. There are 12 character concepts for this quest. Let's just take a look at them and see what is interesting to you guys. Obviously, these are based on like a more World War II sort of scenario, but so we can like interpret these differently if we like. So renowned scientist would probably be like renowned arcane theorist, the guy who's kind of like coming up with this idea. Unorthodox scientist, foreign scientist, lab assistant, engineer/builder, project director, personnel officer, government liaison, military officer, security officer, undercover agent, family of staff. Those are our 12 kind of main categories to choose from. Is anyone immediately interested in being the arcane guy who's like figured this idea out?
I shouldn't be it because I'm gonna die. So we need someone to stick around.
I was thinking I'd be down with playing that one if no one else wanted to, but
I was thinking like what's unorthodox scientist and foreign scientist? Like what's like I get unorthodox, but what's foreign? Literally just like
again in a World War II situation, it would be like someone from another country.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Who's helping?
So in this case, it could be neighboring country that may not be as good of relations.
It might be from a country the dragons already destroyed. Right.
I was thinking. Right. I'm thinking foreign scientist and his kid for my main character. Or the main character is different list, or they're the same.
I think it's the same list. Let me take a look real quick.
I was thinking like foreign scientist and his kid. That way, when the main character dies, I can just keep going as his kid.
Revenge. And
all you have to do is put the word junior after.
And then the third. After that guy dies.
The fifth.
Yeah.
How many kids did he bring along?
Yeah. He named them all after himself.
Next thing you know, we're having to drag along a 3-year-old.
Yeah, so it looks like minor character is you just choose one of the character concepts.
Okay.
Got it.
So
Caleb, you can play that.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'll do unorthodox scientist then. So it'll be like unorthodox arcanist. Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking that just willing to blur the moral lines.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Darn. Let's see.
Unorthodox arcanist is me.
Either lab assistant, engineer, or project director sounds interesting to me. So like either like the person who's like the more like logistical person, like, okay, like I know you have magic-y stuff, but like how do we actually like calculate this out, and like make sure it's safe kind of a thing. And then the person who just assists, and then the manager basically who just delegates.
I'm thinking
what do you think?
Personnel security officer, like maybe I'm like a bodyguard or something like that. I'm there just help keeping an eye on the arcane theorist, make sure nothing goes wrong. He's the one that started an idea. He's the hands-on person who knows what they're doing while out in the field. So I'm there to keep an eye out. Yeah.
Caleb, what do you think makes more sense for me given our dynamic right now?
What were the ones you were thinking of?
4, 5, or 6.
4, 5, or 6. Ooh, project director kind of jumps out to me. Like, because if you were a lab assistant, it would be like my like assistant, my sidekick or whatever,
apprentice.
Right? Yeah. But apprentice. But project director sounds really interesting. Like maybe if we're a group of like adventurers or mercenaries or whatever, right? Maybe you're the like I'm trying to think of like the fantasy.
I'm like the
version of this. No, I think you're the kind of person who does all the logistics, does all the paperwork. Like in an adventuring party, you'd be the person who like gets our supplies for every mission and like make sure everyone's doing their you're the accountant of our adventuring party. That jumps out to me as being interesting, but obviously
no, project director sounds great. That's fine.
We should probably make these
Type that out.
map layers.
Which one is mine? Does it matter which sticky note we go to?
Yeah, let's have it go in order of the stream here. So Seth, you're bottom left.
Oh, bottom left. Okay.
Yeah, and then unless you can be top right, and then Andrew bottom right. So we can put down personnel. Oh yeah, there you go.
I can't control this.
There we go. Okay, and then minor characters. Are we picking that right now too, just for simplicity's sake, or?
Yes. Well, no, actually, let's do that last.
Okay.
Let's do each piece of the main one first. So, if everybody has you're the foreign scientist, Seth.
Yeah.
Cool. So is it like you're from the country that the dragon's already destroyed?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Right. I feel like that would be interesting because then you have some you have some ideas about like the dragon's weaknesses or whatever. You're the only person who's seen it up close of the four of us, probably. So is this like actually a dragon, or is it some variation on a dragon? Like, what are we thinking?
Maybe we don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just called the dragon, and
maybe it's
the
actually
beast.
like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so I think probably Seth would be the person who would like have seen it, if anyone has. So do you have any idea, Seth, of like at the very least like what you saw of it?
Maybe we didn't really see it.
Yeah,
and it was just
like,
it came in during the night, so we can't. All
it's
I know
just
is
this rumor. Yeah,
this giant winged beast.
Yep. Cool. So everybody chooses something you want from the quest out of these 6 options. Supremacy, make our nation the dominant world power. Peace, make warfare obsolete. Peace, end the war as soon as possible to save lives. Vengeance, destroy those bastards on the other side. Validation, prove my theories correct. Advancement, leverage our success to impress the brass and move up.
I think it's obvious which one mine is. It's vengeance.
Vengeance, oh, of course, yeah.
I feel like I'm just debating what type of character I want here. Do I want peace that just ends the war as soon as possible, or do I want leverage, like advancement?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Because that's going to greatly affect like if my character's selfish or not, basically.
Mine's definitely validation, right? Where I'm just like, listen, everyone, that this would work. We can find the true name of the sun. Gosh darn it.
As a military dude, I'd go supremacy or second peace. Or would I be validation? Like, I want to prove that could I be a bodyguard with the inferiority complex?
Yeah.
Let's go with that. That'll prove interesting.
I think I'm gonna go with peace and the war as soon as possible, save lives. I think I'm a director that's like, it's like, this is like, we're doing like, if I were like campaigning right for a project, I'd be like, we have to, it's for a good cause, and we're
everything's
doing
for the greater
this.
good. Yeah.
Everything's for the greater good. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I'm definitely thinking our relationship is probably like you're the person who has. Alyssa, do you want to be my character's wife?
Sure.
Right, we're like I'm the like crazy crackpot theorist
I'm
who
always
has crazy
down to be
ideas.
your wife, your role playing wife, Caleb.
Okay. But you're like the pragmatic, like, okay, honey, how can we actually make this happen realistically? Right.
You're the
I'm the
visionary.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. And that's always been our relationship, like, because, we're both, like, probably dabbling in the arcane, but you're the one who's like, okay, pragmatism. We got to figure out how to do this.
Safely.
Yeah, safely, yeah. And then everybody's what I want from you, but you won't give me. Let me check in the book what specifically that means, just to make sure I understand it. Let's see. Okay, your main character starts off with a difficult relationship with the character to your left. So on the stream, for me, that's Andrew.
Well, why don't we just do it clockwise on the board?
It should work out oh, you're right.
No.
Let's do it that way because that's going to be the way that's consistent.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm the only one who's looking at the overlay right now, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you say? Clockwise? Okay.
Yeah.
So me and Alyssa have a complicated relationship. Alyssa and Andrew have a complicated relationship. Andrew and Seth have a complicated relationship, and Seth and I have a complicated relationship. But we get to choose the one that is like higher than us in the clockwise order. What that
I've
is.
got an issue with Alyssa. Alyssa has an issue with Caleb.
So you have an issue with
Seth.
You have an issue with
has
Seth.
issue with me.
Alyssa has an issue with you. I have an issue with Alyssa. Right, so we get to choose what our issue is with the person who is up further in the clockwise order from us.
Right.
So we get to choose, so support, trust, revenge, truth, protection, or love. Support, my design, my authority, or a faster or more cautious schedule. So again, what I want from you, but you won't give me. Trust, believe in my motives or loyalty. Revenge, for sabotaging, upstaging, or overlooking me. Truth, about your past, your loyalties, or the flaw in your or my design. Protection, shield me from the powers that be or conceal my mistakes or let me protect you. Love, return my affections or forget about me.
Senpai, notice me. I feel like mine has to be support. It's like, I'm the one who's been here. Listen to me, dang it.
Yeah.
I feel that makes the most sense.
Yeah, against me, probably.
Because Caleb over there is the one coming up with the prototype ideas or whatever. So Seth's over here like, hey, you really need to listen to what I gotta say. Me as a guard with Seth, it's definitely going to be something about trust or truth because he's foreign and I've got an inferiority complex.
Yeah,
it's what my character would do.
Your character would be racist.
I mean, it makes sense if you were were a soldier at one point and you fought people from that country before.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or it might be I'm with the inferiority complex, I'm just going over the top. I'm being overly untrustworthy. I'm just like I'm trying to do my job and do it as best I can. And he's foreign, and that already makes me suspicious.
He's the one weak point in this whole plan.
Yeah.
I feel like mine with you would be support, Alyssa, right?
Okay.
Because I would probably be constantly pushing for, your job is to make sure it goes through safely, but I'm constantly pushing you to be like, we need to be less safe because this needs to happen sooner, right?
This is war, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Andrew, I'm trying to think. So what exactly do you think is your job here, Andrew? With being a bodyguard / security.
So I was thinking it was probably I was sent out with you guys to help, kind of protect the theater, like Caleb and such, and but maybe
from any mundane threat up to the point
whatever
robbers
may come, we're thinking
wherever we have to go, whatever that means.
I'm a general purpose security guard issued with you guys. Make sure.
And you have
we've got a theorist, complex. We've got a science, we've got a party of scientists.
It doesn't seem like any of us are actually combat characters.
Exactly. So it's like
right. Okay. So
this is an all bard campaign.
I'm a security guard with an organ.
Actually, no, we're all bards. He's the barbarian.
I feel like I either don't trust you or there's something you're not being truthful about. Not sure
Ooh,
which.
truth sounds more interesting to me.
Right, that's what I was leaning towards, but I don't. I guess you'll have to figure out what that is, Andrew. So won't tell me, or Andrew won't tell me the truth.
I have an idea. I need to make notes.
And then minor character is just one of those original character concepts. So I'll go ahead and choose probably lab assistant for my minor character. Right, so I do have like an actual assistant.
Is it our son?
Maybe.
Or maybe I should put my minor character as our son. Family of staff. There we go. That's
that's one of the. Yeah, I didn't choose that one. Yeah, I'm trying to think of exactly who the arcane assistant would actually be, though.
I mean, it could just be somebody that you hired. And then we need to come up with names for these characters, huh?
Yes.
I already got my names.
Your name is name and name. Oh, but yes. We need to come up with names for these. All right, we should agree on like a naming scheme.
Oh, I was just looking up like.
Oh, I knew my two characters'
magical
names.
baby names.
Magical baby names.
The names that are on here are a little sad. I'm not gonna lie.
Sad as in pathetic, or sad
like
as
Edward
in
is one of them.
Oh my god.
That would be okay.
Not exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, after all that back and forth and rigmarole.
Let's go with.
I already knew my character's name as soon as we started.
Oh boy.
Oh god, what is it?
Boldo.
Baldo.
Sorry. Yeah, that would be
Baldo.
Baldow.
And my kid's name is Wolof.
Oh hey, the girl name that I wanted for if William was a girl is on here.
There you go.
And you know what, Seth? As someone who doesn't trust you and therefore doesn't like you, I will mispronounce your name almost every single time. Expect the vowels to be changed.
Okay, I am gonna be Cassandra.
I am Varaxian.
Please tell me that starts with a KU. This Cassandra start with a KU.
No.
It's more fantasy that way.
What? It's magical. It's got to be spelt wrong.
No. Wolfo. Oh, and then I guess I gotta come up with a name for our son.
Indeed. I think my arcane assistant is going to be probably like some village girl who randomly had like arcane talent that I like hired as my apprentice. Her name is Triss.
You just randomly walking around town, sniffing magical mushrooms, just finding out what might be useful, and you just see a random girl, slightly glowing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You could be useful.
Exactly.
Come with me. You will have food and shelter.
And
Actually,
like,
no, you just say, come
great,
with
I'm an
me.
urchin.
Alyssa over there is like, I got the food and shelter for you. Don't
Yep,
worry.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Triss and our son are probably like in love.
Probably. Say, what should I name our son, Caleb? I'm trying to like look at
Whatever you
names.
want, babe.
Okay, honey.
Why did you frame the text like that, Seth?
Because why not?
So obnoxious.
We need to change his nickname on Discord to Seth Chaos Incarnate.
Yep.
I am a Chaos Druid.
That's true. In our campaign, currently he is.
Yeah, that is true.
No font is the
We're
same.
gonna name him Philip.
You are chaotic.
Philip.
All right, my undercover agent needs to have the most undiscreet name.
Ooh, undercover agent. Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Our minor characters are supporting casts, and some of them will almost certainly be lost if our quest takes difficult turns. A good choice is to make a character who is connected to one of the main characters across the table from you, or who would mostly interact with them. Avoid making a minor character who would primarily interact with your own main character, so you don't wind up needing to talk to yourself. That makes
That
sense.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
I need to change who my character is then.
I'm gonna say I will just flip you, Seth.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
You
you
can
go.
be you can be our son, and then I will play your son.
Andrew, do you mind if I give you Triss?
Sure.
And I'll take the undercover
Would
agent.
you like John Doe?
Sure. Oh my gosh.
Have John Doe. Enjoy. And benefit. I mean, I have here. Let me whisper you idea that I had for Alyssa's reason for not trusting me.
Okay.
So that because I feel like it could tie in with them. So
Alyssa, okay, there we go.
way?
I was about to ask you, Alyssa, if you could do that exact thing.
Yeah. I got you.
I think I just whisper like the whisper GM. I don't know. I think I just do whisper.
Just send it to him
GM.
in Discord.
You could also, yeah, you could also
Yeah.
do that.
Buttons everywhere.
How old is did you want your son to be, Seth?
Oh, he was gonna be like in his 20s or something.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I needed to play like an 8-year-old or
he probably lost like I figure Boldo's probably in his 40s or something, and like Wolof is his son, and who all lost. They were like the only two that escaped, and the rest of the family got killed. So makes their motivation pretty similar, but I mean, if it's not me playing it both times, then it's fine.
yeah.
How old is Philip?
Caleb, do you want a young kid or a teenager?
Probably teenager.
13 years old it is. I was already typing it.
So Triss is probably like 14 then. So they can have a romance.
You hire someone young.
Yep. She's promising.
So Caleb, we just realized we took our 2 romances basically and gave one of our romances to Andrew.
Yep.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yep. Got it. Okay, perfect. Yep, that makes sense. Cool stuff. All right, minor character. We are now ready to play. To complete the quest, our fellowship will face 3 challenges. We won't know what the challenges will confront us. We won't know what challenges will confront us at the start. We'll only know as they arise. Each challenge is something we need to do to move closer to our goal. If we succeed at a challenge, we are more likely to succeed at the quest. If we fail or ignore or refuse the challenge, it doesn't mean the quest immediately fails, but it makes it harder for us to win in the end. You must pick challenges from the quest sheet, but your choices and the order you put them in define the flavor of your game. 2 sessions using the same quest might follow completely different arcs. Do we start our heist assembling a team and figuring out how to get into the vault, or do we start with the loot already in hand and spend the rest of the game trying to get away? So on and so forth. For each of the 3 rounds, we follow the same steps. Pick our challenge and describe why it is difficult. Play scenes to explore how our characters deal with the challenge and each other. Draw stones to see if the Fellowship succeeds or fails at the challenge and whether any of our characters were lost or betrayed the Fellowship. And then we move on to the next challenge. The third challenge is different. Its outcome determines the success or failure of the entire quest, but our wins or losses in the first 2 challenges will influence our chances of victory. After the third challenge is resolved and we've seen whether the Fellowship succeeded at the quest, we'll play a short epilogue to look at the characters' lives after the quest. After all was said and done, was the quest worth it to them? So, first step of play, start a challenge. Choose a player to pick the next challenge. It must be someone who has not picked one already. Who would like to start? There are only 3 challenges, so one of us will not get to pick a challenge. I'm fine with being that person. Doesn't matter to me either.
Okay.
All right. Alyssa, your choices are... Let's see if I can copy paste these. There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Convince authorities our project can work. Get approval to build the weapon. Get funding. Get new equipment. Build a new facility. Hire more staff. Streamline our organization. Blame someone for our failures. Find the mole. Perform a live test of the new prototype. Increase the destructive power. Develop a delivery system. Fix a problem in the design. Fix the faulty trigger mechanism. Or eliminate the collateral destruction the weapon causes. What is our first challenge?
I think our first challenge...
Picking a challenge establishes that it is the next important step we need to take on in our quest.
I think either fix a problem in the design.
That makes sense.
Because I think that we've already, people like are just like, yeah, whatever, like just do something.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm here.
And I think just convincing people to like let us build this thing is just boring, to be frank.
Doesn't have to be, but it's easy to be boring.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, but it can be easy to be boring. Yeah. Or streamline or organization. But that's also sounds
Hire
like
XX staff, reorganize departments, etc. We just start off and just immediately like fire Triss.
Yeah, I don't know about that. So yeah, I think fix a problem in the design.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's a perfectly reasonable thing to start off with. All right. The player who picked the challenge describes the problem that confronts the Fellowship and fleshes out the situation. Tell us what makes the challenge difficult and why we need to do it. Let me see if they have more structure to that. I feel like there was, but maybe there's not. No, it's just up to you. Okay. So tell us what makes the challenge difficult and why we need to do it. But do not say anything about how the Fellowship will solve the problem. Leave that for scenes. So,
okay.
There you go.
It's difficult. It's never been done before.
No, that's fair.
So the whole thing, right, is that we're trying to draw like a specific type of rune that is going to like.
Yeah, it could be that. So the way that I was at least picturing the like main theory is basically in this world there's like a magic system that involves like discovering the true name of various things, and if you discover that true name, then you have power over it and can manipulate it. And so this is just something that people do with minor things all the time, but I was like, hey, listen, I'm pretty sure we could do this with the literal sun. And if we did that, we could create a giant explosion to just destroy the dragon.
Do we want to do the sun or the volcano?
I think I'm going to do the sun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds more dangerous.
Yes, exactly. And more like how would you even start with that? Like
right.
It's very esoteric.
Okay. So basically the problem in the design is that we don't know the true name, I guess. And
so we like
until we can figure that out with full confidence, we can't design the actual like thing to do it, right? I
Yeah.
think that's
I mean,
because I'm sure there's still something you have to do after that too. It's not just like,
Probably. Yeah. Let's see. Fix a problem in the design. Would probably be okay. I know what it probably is then. It's probably like there's some actual like arcane ritual to draw
Right.
out the name.
name. Okay,
Right.
so yeah,
So we're still
yeah.
we still haven't found the name yet. It's like we have to. Well,
So
I just
the problem is
yeah.
that we don't have the proper steps of the ritual. We have
Yes.
to figure out because the ritual can also probably be dangerous. I'm
Yes. Oh
assuming.
yeah.
So
You
we have.
I would imagine
misspell
it's
the
probably
true name of
like
the sun, or and
Yeah, I
you
would-
suddenly summon the demon
Right.
lord
Right.
or
I would
whatever.
imagine it's either like if this goes wrong, it's like either the sun, like whatever you're trying to bind, reacts to you and like lashes out, or you accidentally like find the name of something else that you didn't want, or something like that.
Right.
Or like wild magic esque.
Yeah.
something
Exactly.
like that.
Something like that would also be applicable.
So yeah. So fix a problem in the design will be figuring out the ritual, a step in
Yep.
the ritual.
Yep. And I
figuring out, yeah.
probably like had a ritual, but like we're trying to fix the last problem with the ritual
right
now. And
like
yeah, again,
95% done.
yeah, exactly. And
we
I
think we're 95%.
I'm
done.
probably like 95% is good enough. We just need to do it. And you're like, no.
We are trying to do the sun.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Pick first player. The player who picked the challenge chooses which main character they think would be the first to decide how to deal with this problem. You cannot pick your own character.
How to deal with this problem?
Yeah.
Well, that would either be you or Seth.
Mhm. Either one's fine with me.
How to deal with the problem?
Maybe Seth makes sense because
right,
like,
because
if I have 95% of it, maybe he's the one who can provide the 5%.
right, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Great question. I need to go to the bathroom.
So
Would now be a good time for
let's
a break?
take a break. Yeah, that's a good time. We'll go ahead and take a break here, and now we've got everything kind of set up, and we can start the scene off strong. When we return here, playing some Follow. All right, stick around. Hey, we are back with Follow. Gonna do some questing today. Our quest is to
Seek the Holy Grail.
convince the sun to help us kill a dragon, I guess, is I think what's happening here. So, Alyssa has chosen Seth to be the first player with his first scene. The other thing you need to do is set the pace. So, as a group, actually, we decide how long we envision this challenge will take. So, to fix a problem in the design, to get that last 5% of the naming ritual, how long do you think that'll take, everybody? What do we
It
think?
depends on how we decide to do it.
Minutes, hours, days,
in
weeks?
game or
In game.
okay.
I would imagine it would take like a week or so.
Couple days at least.
Probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
but we're also rushing though, right? To like
Mhm.
we're like all hands on deck.
Yeah, days
kind of a
probably
thing.
is the longest it could take.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. All right, cool. Each player makes one scene for the challenge. The person chosen by the player who picked the challenge makes the first scene, followed by the player on their left, then around the table clockwise. Make play, and finish each scene before starting the next. Scenes are the meat of the game, and your scene is your spotlight time. So again, very Fiasco-like. It's your chance to explore your relationship to the other characters in the Fellowship, what you think about the quest, and what you are doing to deal with the challenge. Use your scenes to lay the groundwork and put our plans in motion. But no matter what happens, we won't know if we succeed or fail at the challenge until after everyone has made a scene. We may think things are going well or poorly, but we won't learn the outcome until we get to the climax. So, to make your scene, say who is there, where it's happening, and what is going on. It is more important to describe a situation that is clear to all the players than one that is particularly novel or interesting. Your scene should be about your main character. Other characters may be present as well, but this is your time. Do not include your own minor character. 2 to 3 characters per scene is ideal. Every player does not have to be in every scene. Normally, you include other characters from the Fellowship, but you can also invent outside characters if you need to and ask people to play them. If you need an idea for your
Very
scene, just pick
Fiasco.
someone you think it would be interesting for your character to talk about what is going on, frame a scene with them, and see where it goes. Pick someone with whose relationship with your character you understand, so you know how to talk to them, even if it's someone your character hates. If you still can't think of anything, ask for suggestions.
See, I'm thinking I have an idea for a scene because I feel like it's what makes the most sense. The problem is I'm not sure how to make this interesting. So I think
Okay.
we're gonna have to but I think it's the most sense. But probably what happens is it starts off with probably like precursors to what has happened. Obviously, we found this thing. Varaxian has found like this thing. He's like, oh, it's 95%. Let's do this. And this which starts an argument between Varaxian and Boldo saying like, no, we can't do this with just this. Like we cannot just we can't start off until we're at 100%. We can't just.
Then do you have the last 5%, Boldo?
Oh, I wasn't done.
Okay.
Describing the scene.
Sorry.
And then Triss is probably there, your arcane assistant.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. So yeah.
So then do you have the last 5%, Boldo? Because that's what we need.
I know that's what we need. I've been telling you that. That's why what started this conversation. Are you even listening?
Yet you don't have it. That's my point, Boldo. If you don't have it, then we have to move on. We have to keep moving forward. That dragon could be here any day, any minute.
And we move forward by destroying half the countryside?
It'll work. It'll work. And I start to like turn away towards my like gear. And so we see this like, maybe like just drawn like magic circle in this like room. There's like candles lit everywhere. And I like help define one of the lines with chalk. I'm just like, it will work. It will work.
Varaxian, you're what? Actually, and you know what? It'd probably make more sense if at this point, like maybe Cassandra walks in.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned towards like, Cassandra, talk some sense into your husband. He is going to kill us all.
Triss, can you help him with his line over here?
We have the ritual.
So yeah, I'll go over to Varaxian and like I'm gonna like take the chalk out of your hands. I'm gonna be like,
I just like look over you with like eyes wide, like, excuse me.
Chris is conflicted.
Yeah, looks between the two of them like, I don't want to get involved.
Not more marriage problems, please.
The ritual is not safe. This is a deep magic you are messing with. You do not understand what you are dealing with trying to do
I'm the
this
only one who
without
understands, Boldo. The only one in this room who even has an inkling of what this takes.
Cassandra
what it
will
will take
speak
from
up
me.
on behalf of Baldo and just be like, really? You're the only one who understands? And I'm going to point to him and then just be like, he lost his whole country. If he's saying that this is too dangerous to stop the thing that killed all of his people, I think you need to listen to him.
Do I? Do I
This-
need to listen to a man who's so afraid of failing because he failed his own country that he won't go forward and save the people that matter, the people that are still alive?
I will not sacrifice more people for your pride.
This isn't about my pride, friend. And I looked back down.
This beast is like nothing this nation. What would this be? Not nation. What this
Nation's fine. Kingdom probably is a more
kingdom?
accurate-
Yeah, kingdom. This beast is unlike anything this kingdom has ever seen. If we perform this ritual without the proper steps, we will destroy the countryside. We will destroy ourselves. And then what do we have to protect the people we love?
And if we waste more time, Boldo, if we continue hawing about the 5% that no one seems to be able to produce, we're just as good as dead anyway.
And at this point, Boldo will actually, because you haven't given him much chance to talk about what he has, have you? Okay, so I think at this point, Boldo will call off to actually no. Okay, I feel like we're dragging in a lot of characters, but maybe Wolof at this point runs in with a piece of paper. I don't know. I don't want to direct the scene too much, but
I mean, that's fine. He doesn't even have to say anything, right? You just get something. Yeah.
Wolof runs in gasping and hands Boldo a piece of paper, says, "I have what we need right here," and he slams it down into some map, with I don't know, with the stereotypical map X marks the spot.
Yeah. And I was in the middle of lighting a candle, and that's around the circle, and I look up, and I'm like, where? I start to walk over.
Here at the Crescent Ridge. It's a day's travel, but I would rather do this right than do this wrong and doom us all.
And I'm looking at you.
If the dragon comes early, we are doomed. But if we do this wrong, then there's no one to protect the kingdom.
Can you guarantee me, Boldo? Can you guarantee me that if we waste a day, 2 days, getting there and then getting back, that we will have something to show for it? Because if you can't do that, then I say we go now. I say we try it now. Because I cannot waste more of our time on a fancy of yours.
We'll often say, "What did you find? How good is your source?"
I'm so sorry. Ryan just
Totally
came in with him crying, and I'm like, I can't calm him, so you have to figure it out. Sorry. What did you ask me?
Wolof had come in with a map of where we think the last 5%, the last bit of the ritual is.
Oh, but there's a map, right?
Yeah, and Varaxian is saying okay, we can't wait any more time, wait any longer. We have to do this now. It's how much can you guarantee that what we found is actually will help? And I turned to Wolof and said, "Well, how good was your source?"
Very reliable, Father.
I just turned to Varaxian.
So much so that I'd bet our nation on it.
Good, because that is what you're doing.
All right, let's leave now.
And that's probably the scene then.
Well, I mean, the challenge is... Oh, yeah, right, because there's
Oh.
4 different challenges.
There's four scenes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Cool.
Right.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes sense, though, because, like, you convinced me, like, this is something we have to go for. Yeah, cool. Good stuff. All right, so then I guess it goes to me. If we're going
It
clockwise.
just goes clockwise.
It
Just goes
yeah.
clockwise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess it's, like, we get there, right, to wherever this thing...
Mhm.
So you said Crescent Ridge.
Yes.
So let's see.
I
Who's
just
in
made
this...
up a name.
Yeah. No, it sounds good. Who's in the scene? Obviously, probably just all of our main characters, right? We probably don't bring any of the secondary characters so that we don't have to worry about it. But or at the very least, they're like back with the baggage and the pack animals or whatever, right? So, but yeah, all 4 of our main characters are there. We are at the Crescent Ridge. I think probably like we get there at sunset of that day, right? So we see the sun setting on the horizon. This is probably like it's not quite Badlands, but I'm thinking like large open grassland. There's like a plateau kind of, and that's what the Crescent Ridge is. It's like this big like kind of plateau, like this drop off. Let's see what's going on. I'm curious, Seth, if you have an idea, like what is the thing that we're coming here for exactly? Is there like a cave in this thing?
It's probably like a cave where the last bit of the ritual is carved into it.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess we see all the 4 of us ride up to the like on the bottom of the drop off, right? And there's like some opening and like a crevice. So I probably walk over to it and I'm like, it literally just like I think looks like a cliff wall. I just like look back at you, Boldo, and I'm like, this is what we came here for? A wall. A cliff.
Do you really think if this was something so common, it would be easy to find?
Do you have an idea?
Looks over like, dang it! Now I wish we had said Wolof was here. I would look over the map and see like if there's writing on it, and probably say, the map says here. See, I want to think of like a riddle, but I would have, by looking up a riddle, I'd have to find the.
Oh, you have to perform some kind of like do some like rune drawing or something like that on the wall, like open it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did you bring your chalk?
I never leave home without it.
I should know. So he'll go up to the wall to the probably what we do is we go up to the wall, and there's this one part of the wall that seems unnaturally smooth. Like it, you know, like the typical mountain face, you know, it's like the rocks craggy, you know, it's a typical thing like a rock climber could go. Then there's just one area that's particularly flat. And Boldo like draws like the shape of a door, like draws some runes into it and everything. And do we want to say it opens? Like,
sure.
Is that where we're going with this? Okay. And like, and then like after drawing it, like the runes turn into a door and it opens up.
Yeah, so I nod. I'm like, well, at least there is something here. That's more than we had the last lead we followed. All right. Wexen, lead the way.
I don't trust this. He's not from our country. How do we know that he's willing to actually help us?
Are you saying this out loud or like
doom us in turn?
Or are you like saying it just to me?
I'll go with you, just you.
Okay, yeah. So
just you're like lead the way, and I'm just
you walk up to me and like yeah.
I was just wondering if you were saying that out loud so I would hear.
We'll go with no.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go with no.
That I figured, but I wanted to clarify.
Antagonize everyone. Yeah.
Just start berating him.
Yeah. So I just like look at you and I say, Wexen, we had this conversation already. You'll just have to deal with it for now. He's been an invaluable asset. All right. I'll tell you what. If this doesn't pan out, then you should search his belongings. See if there's something that we're not seeing. Maybe I'll distract him and you can look it over. But only if this doesn't pan out.
Fun. I see where you're coming from. I think
We don't want to get rid of an
something
ally when we're on the verge of
probably turn
greatness.
up. Very well. Let us continue. I enter.
Yeah. So what does Wexen? Does Wexen have like a sword? Like, is he literally like a guy in armor?
Probably.
Yeah, cool.
We'll even say it's probably too long of a sword for
For a
little
cave.
tunnel,
yeah.
but he's got one.
Yeah.
And he's holding it out.
Yeah, so we kind of like squeeze into this like crevice tunnel thing. And Alyssa, where do you think it ends up?
That's a great question.
We can crowdsource this. I just don't have an idea particularly myself right away, so I thought I'd pass it to someone.
I'm sorry. I'm so distracted right now because Ryan's like, he's hungry. And I'm like, I fed him an hour ago. He's not hungry. Okay. Where's this end up? I don't know. Like, I'm kind of thinking like almost so we've gone into the cave. Either like it comes into like a cavern, like one main entrance with like many different
Oh yeah.
Corridors. Oh, or it's just like one middle thing, and then there's like the Indiana Jones style thing, right? Where like the gem we need with like the projection of like the rune is on there in the middle.
Yeah.
But the moment we touch it, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, maybe. What do you guys think? Which one of those? I mean, both of those sounds fun. Either we have to like guess a bunch of different entrances, or it's too easy.
I like the idea of the rune with the light, like a gem with the light shining through it with the last bit of the runes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe like there's like a crack in the ceiling or whatever, right? And that's letting in sunlight. But like the sun was setting when we got here, so like it's just fading. And maybe we enter the room, we see this, and then I like immediately say, Wexen, grab it. I think we need to grab it while the sun is still shining on it.
Wexen starts to, but then what if it's trapped?
It seems far too easy, Varaxian.
It doesn't matter. We either take it now or we lose our chance. I've studied these crystals before. It's entirely possible we get trapped in here with it if we don't act now.
It's entirely possible we get trapped in here if we take it now.
Well,
It's my job.
Wexen's the person who can survive this the best. If something does happen. I'm just speaking the truth.
This is my job to protect you people, and then I'll survive. Get shot, he'll be fine.
Maybe we like say it at the same time.
It's like my job to protect you. He'll survive.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're like, wait, I was going to volunteer, but now I've been insulted.
Wexen is taken aback. He's not certain how to think.
Yeah, and
I mean, I suppose you're right.
Any day now, Wexen.
Boldo turns and was like, we can't leave it. Actually, it's not safe to travel during the night anyway. We wait until morning.
We don't want to stay in here overnight. And then I'm
not saying stay here overnight. I'm saying we wait till the morning.
I shake my head and I just go for it myself.
I start leaving. I book it out of the cave because I do not want to know what happens.
As bodyguard, I go to put an arm in front of Varaxian to hold him off.
If you're just trying to hold me back, then I push forward, or at least attempt to. If you're doing it and then going for it yourself, I let you.
You know what? I go to block you with one arm, and we'll say like I start running on you, block you with one arm, try to scoop it, and say run.
Yeah,
and
sure, I run. Yeah,
proceed to book it.
What do we think happens here? I feel
we're halfway through the challenge.
Who's
Yeah.
deciding next? This is Alyssa's.
It's Alyssa's next. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm
You're good.
I. Yeah.
You're
sorry.
fine. You're fine.
You're
We
fine.
get it.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out what the ending of this one looks like.
Oh, the ending of
with
the
that in
scene.
mind.
Yeah.
Well, with that in mind, like whether or not we end it right here, because then it would be your scene next, or if something keeps happening after he grabs it.
I don't know. I mean, something happening sounds interesting to me.
Yeah, let's keep it happening. What do you guys think happens when he grabs the thing? Like, is it literally
Arrow
Indiana Jones?
trap.
Like,
Probably.
Door shut.
That makes the most sense. Well, I don't know if the door would shut immediately, but it would probably start closing.
Wait, we are talking a human-sized door
Mhm.
with a small little tunnel of some form, various length to get to it. Oh,
yeah, and
Yeah,
I think I
we'll
was
see my
describing that we were
permiso
like
away.
squeezing in when we got in, so
Yeah.
it'd probably be difficult getting out.
yeah.
This is your scene,
So-
Caleb.
That's true.
Technically, you.
That's fair.
I mean, or it could just be a warning from the gods or something. Also, just like comes out. I don't know.
hmm
Sounds a little less interesting, maybe.
So Wexen grabs it, and I think it's you know what? This is what happens. I think it's too late. Like you go to grab it, and that's when the light fades. And so you grab it, but it just doesn't matter because like that's when the cave starts to like, you know, Star Wars style like press in to like crush us.
The cave itself will go, not the tunnel.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would not be able to leave.
Yeah.
Or unless we could, and we'd have to find another solution.
You know what? That's what it is. Okay, so this is what we see, right? You guys are booking it, but because the crevice was so thin already, it already just snaps closed. And then we're in this slowly like compressing chamber, and we all just look at each other, and that's the end of the scene.
I was already running.
Right, but I think like it was so like either you die because you're in there already and then you get crushed, or you don't die yet and you're trapped in here with us. Because my thought is, we get trapped in this cave and it's slowly compressing. We end the scene there, and then we go to Alyssa, and Alyssa's character is going to have to be the one who's like, all right, pragmatic solution. How do we fix this? And like saves us.
Why do I always have to save us?
I'm
Because Caleb always
a
gets us in
security
trouble.
guard with an
Exactly.
inferiority complex.
Yeah,
That's what.
you're the most logical
do
and
my
practical
job.
among us.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. So Seth, does your character die, or do you want to keep playing him?
And
guess
so, like,
that's the
how
first
long
question.
was
That
this
only really gets
tunnel?
decided at the end of the challenge. So I don't think he can die now, but
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Would it? I don't know if it would help much if I was outside right now.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
So probably you grabbed it, but it
Possibly trying to get to the crack to contact us. Yeah, I don't know.
doesn't make it doesn't also doesn't do me. I also am kind of cut out unless we get out. So
Yeah.
So I think I probably just stuck.
All right then.
Okay.
Alyssa,
So
are you down with the next scene being just
Yeah,
like
that's-
immediate after?
that's fine.
Cool.
That's fine. Okay. So next scene, obviously we're all there. We're about to die. And then my character just starts barking out, like, you know, she's kind of just been observing this whole thing because I think she agreed. I think she actually like agreed with you, was like, yeah, no, like if you think that we just need to get the stone, then let's get it. But then we spent too much time arguing,
Yep.
you know, and like whatnot. And so I think then she's gonna start barking out orders like, okay, honey, start drawing a circle to do a enlargement charm or something.
Yeah,
something like that.
Well,
So like
I think if we're going off the main thing that's happening in this magic system is like binding names of things, it's probably like let's see, what's something that I would already have like known the true name of. It would be like
The Earth.
I think Earth is probably too
too big.
Stone,
yeah,
metal,
too
or like a certain
large.
metal, some.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's fun. Okay, this is what happened. So, I mean, going off the like Star Wars thing, you probably like tell me to like grab out the like metal like device I have in our packs, and I grab it out and like speak like some sort of arcane name under my breath, and suddenly the metal, like it's like this, just like a rod or something. It just suddenly becomes like malleable, and I can just like control it in a way that I couldn't before. And so like I just stretch it across the room, like magically altering it and enlarging it and stuff. By knowing its true name, I like unlock its potential, and then I just like, and then it starts to, but it's like classic Star Wars thing where it keeps compressing, and so it doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
Right. So I tell so then I'm like, Wexen, you hold that, and then to keep it from closing in super quickly.
You're probably one who can get the most leverage.
Wexen proceeds to try doing the best he can.
Trying to think of there's got to be like a way, like a rune or something for like open or something like that, right? Like or door.
Mm-hmm. So I look at Boldo and I say, like, I think Alyssa, you and I like look at each other and we just have that like mental connection, because like I just see you looking at the door, or like where the door was, and so I just say, Boldo, what names do you know?
Trying to think of things. What? Okay, question then. What did I know if I opened the door? If I like, what would that have been the name of?
No, maybe you do. Maybe you literally like know the name of like entrances or something.
Maybe like you could like
He just responds, "How do you think I got in here?"
I don't know if it will work now. It's possible there's deeper magic at work here that will block it, but it's worth a shot, I suppose.
Hey, I take out probably a different piece of chalk of my own. It's just something I don't know, and I start drawing it on, but like it's like moving at the same time, so I gotta like do it just perfectly and quick enough.
Yeah.
And how does it work? I mean, how quick do we want the scene to be?
I feel like it probably doesn't, because because my thought would be like Cassandra's probably the one who actually like solves the problem fully and completely with something, but we're like attempting to do stuff, and then there's probably like the one thing that she thinks of that's like
and like as you're giving your go, Waxen's just there. It's like the metal's still not working.
Oh, it's bending
I
too
can't
much.
do much more. He's like,
I thinned it out too broadly. I'm sorry.
Now. Yeah. He's like, he's really not doing anything.
I have an idea, but I want to leave Alyssa to solve it.
Okay, I think I have it. So you have to do the rune for the entry, but you also need the rune for light.
I was thinking the same thing.
To make the thing glow again, right? To like trick it into thinking that like
of course.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking too.
Reset, so to speak.
Right.
I was thinking.
Right. So maybe it's no longer actually, and then you can redo the entry room, but until then it's stuck.
So as I'm like drawing the door, and I'm like, it doesn't seem to be working.
We need light. For the stone.
So I hit
reset it.
I go like a candle, and I like draw like the light of like a candle that I had somehow got the name of or something.
No, yeah, like that would be an awesome true name to have. Like literally just like carry around this candle, and you have the true name of like the flame that comes off the candle. Yeah, that's cool.
How are we on that note? How are we seeing if it's dark, or is it still probably like enough light that we can see, but not enough that it was actually?
Yeah, it wasn't. I think it probably wasn't like shining directly on the stone anymore. Is the idea, right?
Yeah, it's the ambient light kind of going through the crack that we saw.
It's probably still very dark though. Yeah.
So I draw the name of the candle on the wall and say, hold up the stone, get it in the light.
Wait, who has the stone now?
You still have it.
I'm up in the air.
Yeah, he dropped
carrying or holding the bar.
So I say, Varaxian, hold up the stone, get it in the light.
And I'm looking around, I'm like, I don't know where it is. Where is it? And then I do know what I do. I look at Wexen and like give him a look like. I think we both share a look like, no, but my look to you, Wexen, is like, did Boldo take it? Like, is he gonna like kill us all here? Like, I saw you see in my eyes that I like believe you now, right? Like,
I'm just like,
and then, but I think what should happen, Boldo, is you find it, you like know where it is, and so that confirms our suspicions in our minds, right?
I was gonna say Cassandra holds
Boldo's
it up.
Like, I found it, and just killed, and I just.
What do you think? What do you think, Alyssa? This is your scene.
Yeah.
Who actually took the stone?
Wexen.
It's I had
Wexen
grabbed
took
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
you have
He
it.
But he
dropped
had to
I
drop it.
because he was
I
holding
had
the
grabbed
bar
it,
now.
but then when they told me to take care of the
Right.
bar so I get more
You
leverage,
dropped it.
I just dropped it and went to go do it. Very single-minded
And
at
it's very dark.
times.
I don't know. Well, but I feel like he's busy doing the door. Like he was busy doing the door thing, so maybe I found it. Just
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, buddy, I found it.
Yeah, like who had like you're looking and all of a sudden you just see Cassandra's hand just like go up and like it shines the
Yeah.
light
I
through.
got it.
And then it like relaxes.
Boldo lets out a sigh, draws the door symbol again, and it just kind of
Just
opens back up.
as that happens, my character just falls to the ground, flat on his back.
Keep it in the light.
Tunk.
Keep it in the light.
I think if we leave now, it will work. The problem was taking it off the pedestal after the light had already faded. But I think if we take it now, and I like reach over very slowly and like take it from your hand, Cassandra, and take it away, and then nothing happens. I think.
Yeah, I think she like. I want to like as I'm like holding it. I think as you like go for it, like I think I like actually I like grip it a little tighter, just. But then like I like slowly kind of release it over to you to like show like okay, like
Yeah, I'm like,
you know, and like you see it in my eyes. I'm like okay,
Yeah.
all right, like I'm trusting you that like this is what
There
it
it
is.
I was right. You can't bind the sun without a sunstone.
Me on the ground, hand up. I knew it was a trap.
It was only a trap because you were too slow. All right. And we just start leaving.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
And what happens is when you say you can't bind the sun without a sunstone, Boldo just rolls his eyes like, I told you. Like you don't say.
Well,
That's
listen,
funny.
Boldo, sunstones don't even happen
he didn't say
naturally
anything.
on this world. And then we just start to...
Listen,
I'm shaking my head at you. From everything I know, sunstones come from Satoris, and then we just like leave.
Mm-hmm. I think that's scene.
And then Wexen, are you gonna? I mean, I feel like the thing you're probably gonna do is like pursue your agenda against
like-
Boldo, right?
We'll keep it a bit lighter, just like so. We'll just say probably like wherever Boldo is on getting out, I am right by him, and by right by him, I mean like there is molecules of space between us. Okay, I am right there by him. Like he can feel holes being burnt in his skull. Maybe hairs being singed at least, but
Is this like right
and
outside
just
And this is like right outside the place, or are we back at?
this is down the little tunnel, just as
Oh,
close as
right.
can be right there. We'll think I'm being covert by having my sword, put away, not out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be covert with this, but be like right beside him and absolutely not covert.
So probably what happens is like on the way out of the tunnel, I'm like, fine, like it's a small tunnel, okay, whatever, trying to get out quickly. Then after we
But
leave,
then
you're still behind me, and I'm like, just turn to you and say, is there something you'd like to say?
No, nothing at all. Just walking around.
Then just like
Yeah. Oh yes.
back up.
Sorry about that. And walk like 2 steps away. Turn 30 degrees. Looking at the scenery. Looking at him.
Okay. Out of curiosity, what would we have made plans to make camp?
I
Well,
think I would maybe insist that we like ride through the night, or like something like that,
and
or at the very least like get 4 hours of sleep and then go, or something like that,
yeah,
right?
you're like, we should ride through the night, and I'm like, no, security, staying here. Don't want any of you falling off the cliff face, me getting the butt end of it.
We're actually on the cliff face. I thought we were below the cliff
We're
face.
below it, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Falling down the mountain, tumble.
I mean, yeah, if we're
ruin the plan,
riding at night, that's probably just not safe. So yeah.
yeah, it's like you want to push it, just like, I want to get back right now and continue this. I'm just like, no, safety reasons. I don't want to have my head on a silver platter because you fell and broke a leg or something.
All right, Waxen, that's fine. You don't have to get so tight about it.
Well, we should make a camp then. And what happens is like Boldo will like take the chalk, like draw it into the ground and pull up on it and like makes a hut.
And
The name of a tent.
Wexton sets up a little like one-man tent where it's like, it's like slightly too small, almost Emperor's New Groove at level, and sets it right by the hut. Well, we'll get like 2 feet,
Yeah, so I think
there.
the thing that I'm starting to like piece together how this magic system works in my head right now. I think like your country is the one that primarily does the like writing portion of it. Like you actually write out the name in like this special runic language. Whereas like I think there's probably some people, and I'm probably one of them, who like you can just speak the name. Like if you learn the right way to pronounce it, that you can also use it that way. Because I don't think we did the chalk thing to like find the true name and stuff like that, and that's part of what your magic does. But mine is like the actual speaking of it, and we'll probably combining them to take the sun.
Yours is quicker and more practical, but
probably
more likely
to
something goes wrong.
Yes, yeah.
Well, probably also
it's probably harder to pronounce the words than it is to just
write
them.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably also different kinds of things. I mean, I can write things out, therefore I can do like structures and like doors and stuff like that, which is why I wasn't so vexed by a wall.
Much more difficult to modify what you say than it is to modify what you write when it's something you don't fully comprehend.
Yeah, that's probably what it is like because writing, it already kind of just has like an inherent meaning to it, as opposed to if you're speaking, the way you emphasize and pronounce certain things can like have a weight, like a really weight of difference. So yeah, it's probably just way more difficult that way. Anyway, Wexton, what are you doing? What do you want the scene to be about? What are you trying to do?
Oh, that's right. It's my turn.
It is your scene, yeah. Like, do we like skip ahead and we're traveling back, or do you want to do something while we're camping?
Let's see. What would further my vendetta? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Oh, you could literally just take the time while everybody's sleeping to try to go through Boldo's stuff. Despite what I said.
Yeah. We'll do we'll go with wrapping up for the night. And Wexen's like, I'll take first watch. Just be safe, And it's like,
we're all probably really tired, so we just okay, and then call it.
Yeah, you're all like, whatever. You're like, this is mountain, calm countryside. Nothing really here. Don't know why he needs to do it, but yeah. So yeah, don't take watch. Got the fire, I have the fire going. Sitting there, just kind of eyeing the hut.
Right. Yeah.
Just see like Wolf's feet sticking out. Just keep that in mind. And just keep an eye out. Maybe see Boldo's. I don't know. How would Boldo have his stuff packed? What kind of man is he? Does he have a bag? Is it sitting outside in the hut? Is it in a magical space that I don't know
of? Given how magic works, it probably wouldn't have been in a magical space. It's probably just in his hut with him. It's probably like, and I'd say like hut is probably not like a small hut. It's probably like I was thinking it's like something like an igloo.
Oh,
yeah. What I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah, especially Wolf's feet sticking out. I'm like, I'm gonna clamber over him. So it's like Wolf waits, a little bit longer. Maybe hears a little bit of sleepy noise from Boldo's hut. Takes a peek in. I mean, in the possibly back flickering light of the campfire, that's probably not all too close to it. He looks in, sees no one moving. Maybe sees Wolf rustle. He quickly dashes back to the fire, tries to act calm, but he's like very obviously like having like slid into position. Just
And then at this point, I'm like looking up from my sleeping bag, just like, Wexen, what are you doing?
nothing. Keeping watch.
Yes.
Go back to sleep. Got it covered. It could be a couple hours. What was it like? Looks. I could be another couple hours. Fine. Got it covered.
I think this
Alright.
is where like maybe I step in because like I'm like he's hiding something. Like he's the one who's hiding something.
Oh,
Right, because
yeah.
you don't trust him.
So I think probably
It's not that
probably,
I
like,
don't
fall back
trust him.
asleep.
It's just that I know he's hiding
Yeah.
something from me. I'm like,
yeah.
what? Like, I trust you, but like, why are you like hiding this thing? You know, that you're clearly hiding. You know, kind of a thing.
So I think we probably see me like say okay, and I like go back to sleep, and then maybe the shot cuts to Cassandra, and her eyes are open, like faced away from him, and she's just like, what is going on here?
Yeah. So she like kind of like slowly like gets up, and then she just walks over and just says, "Could you use some company?"
No, I'm perfectly fine. I've been trained to do night watch by myself. Many hours at a time. Plenty of
Oh.
training.
If it were me, I think
Got
I'd want
this
some.
covered.
If it were me, I think I'd want some company, especially given, well, we don't know how much longer we have.
I've been very much of a solo man. Only child, you know, orphan. You just coming up with all these excuses. You know, orphan. You know, I'm used to it.
So then she goes into like therapist mode. She's like, "So tell me about that.
Ah,
Tell me about your traumatic childhood."
Never said it was traumatic.
I mean, you were an
Not like I
orphan.
was
Clearly, you must have
bullied,
some unresolved feelings.
Anything. Well, might have been bullied one time. Few. Many dozen. It was nothing really. Absolutely nothing family related. Nothing at all.
Family, but I thought you said you were an only child, so
Yes.
And you were an orphan.
Uncles and aunts and things. Nephews.
Things
No.
orphans totally have.
Wexen, let's just cut the bull crap here. What's going on here?
There's nothing, no crap of bull going on here. Trying to sound intelligent. I am excellent at hide. I mean, I'm talking, conversing, not enjoying company of others during my evening watch. Fine. Good security guard, okay?
So I'm just like, are you crying?
No,
You're crying.
not me. Exactly what he said.
Listen, my son Philip has cried many times. I think I know a sad boy when I see one.
Mate. Oh, no, not really talk about that yet.
You're just talking to yourself.
Yeah, just
There's some Gollum Smeagol action.
He's thinking he's like whispering to himself. No one else can hear. She can 100% hear it. You know, that really doesn't help her. Just what is he going on about? What is he? I'll be fine. Go back to sleep.
Okay, but if you ever want to talk,
I'll be fine.
okay.
Deal along with it as I always have.
All right. Don't be so untrusting of others.
Can't you tell how fine I am by the way I'm gritting my teeth constantly?
As she, she's going away saying that, it's like that won't happen. Damn, dude. Just like he says that, but then
I
that
just
part
love
he kind of
Wexen.
grits through his teeth to himself. Which is, and with that, Wexen decides rather than sneak into the hut, just shifts around so he has the hut in the corner of his eye. Decides to not do anything more.
Good, because I was gonna say if you entered, you fell into a trap. Like he drew some.
I thought it would have been hilarious, just trying to clamber everyone as I'm like.
No, I was gonna say there's a rune at the entrance of it that if you put your hand into, you fall in like a 6-foot pit.
Trying to climb out. Nothing happened. I tripped.
I wasn't trying to sneak in.
No, I was
I
merely
was checking the trap.
hidden areas. See if any spies were around.
Cool. Well, there we go. That is the end of challenge 1. The issue is this will decide whether or not we actually succeed or fail. So it's possible this sunstone thing doesn't work out at all. So we start out with 1 white and 1 red in the pool. I should probably make these smaller. Each player takes 2 red. So if we were doing this at the table, we both take 2 red in our hands. And then we read aloud. So we'll go around one by one and just do it this way. So let's start with I can go first. So we preferably have 2 red in our hands right now. And the question is, if your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship has taken, hold 1 red, put 1 redstone in the pile. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, put 2 redstones in the pile. So for me, I don't know if I'm. If your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship has taken, kind of. I mean, I was obviously against it from the beginning, but I don't know if I'm mad about it now per se.
Yeah.
Now that it's worked out.
Yeah, I think
I
I'm
think you'd have the
probably
You seem
some
very-
of them now.
You seem very happy.
As me.
You seem very happy about the fact that we found a sunstone.
Yes, no, it's very exciting.
Yeah.
So I think I'm actually happy about this now, so I don't think I'm going to put any red in. Seth, what about you?
No, it turned out great. Listen to me. Got the sunstone. We almost died, but I mean, we got out.
I assume you don't actually want the quest to fail secretly.
No.
Okay.
I want to kill a dragon.
Alyssa, what about you?
No, I'm happy with this.
Cool. Andrew?
Question is,
I feel like if
dude,
anyone's
if
unhappy,
I just that begrudged against him, that I'm just nothing, not enough came out of this. I didn't
that
get
makes
any.
sense to me because I mean, not
Yeah,
only did he
we'll
prove
go with-
himself as valuable, but
But I didn't get
anything.
any of the info
Yeah.
I was wanting from. Oh my gosh, how do I change the size of this?
Yeah, I'll just copy the one
Okay,
that's
yeah.
already in there. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm just like,
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
it's like, yeah, sure, cool. We got this weird stone thingy. I don't know if that's gonna help, but I did not get the evidence that I know is there.
Yep. And I assume you don't actually want the
Not
quest to fail
not
secretly.
fair.
Okay.
No.
All right, cool. Then each player takes 1 white and 1 red into their hand. As a player, so different from as a main character. As a player, do you think the Fellowship did what was necessary to succeed at the challenge? You put white down if yes, red if no. What does everybody think?
I think yes.
Headway was made.
I agree. So I think we get 4 white added. All right, put the stones in a cup. Without looking, draw 1 stone and reveal it, then draw and reveal a second. Don't put the first stone back before drawing the second. Look up your results and then describe the outcome table. So this is the question about how we do this.
Dude,
Because we have
number them.
we have
Assign
D7
each
and
one a
yeah,
number.
D6.
that works. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
line them up so they're more obvious. We got to do this one at a time.
Yep. So.
There we go.
All right.
So
Left
roll a
to right,
d7.
top to bottom. 1d7 coming right up. I failed.
So you have to do.
Oh, that's right. You do R.
Dash
R1D.
R.
/R space 1d7.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
So
number
so
7.
white.
First is
Okay.
our white, and then second
A d6.
D6.
is red. Oh
Oh.
no, white red. Man, we had so many white and we still got a red. All right, let's take a look at what that means.
Do I get further my vendetta?
Oh no, that's bad.
Oh no. Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
It would have been better if we had gotten red first and then white. So
frick.
Oh
white
no.
red is you lose one character and you lose the challenge. So this went horribly wrong. Red is a character betrays or is betrayed by the Fellowship and is lost, and you lose the challenge. So that obviously is worse.
Yeah.
But we do lose a character.
Oh.
So one of the things that it says on here is as easy as it would be to just get rid of like a minor character. Typically, it's like it has to be one that like makes sense in the narrative. Like who would actually like. So I feel like it might be Wexen.
Yeah.
Right? Like I feel like
It's like maybe on the way back. He's
Well, maybe
he
on the
tries
way
to-
back, like somebody tries to steal the Sunstone and they steal it from us.
and Wexen dies in the process.
Dies in the process.
Yeah.
Like as much like I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
That makes sense.
Right, trying to protect us.
Yeah, my thought would be he would lose. We would lose him because he either like walks away from this whole thing in a huff because no one's believing him about Seth's character, or he tries something with Seth's character and we either fire him or he dies. But that also, I think that what Alyssa suggested also works. I think all three of those are viable options.
What do you want? This is your
as
character.
Wexen's final-ish moments. Sadly, I don't think he tries to do something against Boldo yet. I don't feel like there's been enough pent up yet.
Yeah.
I know there's pretty sorry stuff, but I don't think it's quite there yet. But I feel like the stone's got to be destroyed. But yeah,
If it's something strong that could be crushed, I don't think it would be destroyed.
true. And it wouldn't just be like I try to do something, you take the stone, but then fall and die, because then you could just go recover the body.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it would have to probably be a group of bandits or something like that. Just like one time, I'm staring too long at Boldo. I didn't notice.
Oh yeah.
This little outlier
Arrow just
group.
takes you straight in the throat, like right away or
Just-
something, right?
Yeah.
And we all just like look like, oh.
And y'all
crap.
and, like maybe I was holding onto the stone for security, just kind of sure. And then, but you guys, you have to keep your lives, and you just get out of there.
Maybe we don't
You're
even know you
probably-
died. Maybe like arrows are just like flying everywhere, and we just like
yeah, and
kick
you're
our
just,
horses
you guys
into a
are just
run.
Gone.
Yeah, and
Oh, and by the
Wexen's
time we were
dead.
turning
But
out, the
then-
stone's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Wexen. No more vendetta.
yep.
I cry.
So that means you become Triss.
I've become Trist.
That kind of makes sense.
All right.
So you are an arcane assistant, and then I think if I
Let's see.
believe correctly, I think you pick
Yeah.
a want and another want
Mhm.
for this.
So Trist the assistant.
What did you think about
Triss
the
assistant.
quest?
So we've got my boss wants validation.
Yep.
And support.
My theory is correct.
Oh god.
The sun is a totally chill bro, and he will definitely help us.
We don't want him to be chill. We want him to be hot.
That's
Alright.
fair. He's chill with us.
We'll go with we'll add a little dichotomy. We'll go peace, warfare, obsolete.
Oh yeah, Trish is like, if we can
So she's trying to go above
find
and
this,
beyond.
no war will
to
ever happen. This country will be
warfare
secure from all
'cause
war ever. No one will ever fight us again.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, maybe
So
Trish's
she's-
parents were killed in whatever war happened with Seth's
so we'll,
country.
yeah, we'll go. Yeah. So she's a well. Guess what? She's an orphan actually. But yeah, it's like from a wartime issue. So but it's skewed her so radically against where that she's willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
To
End it forever.
remove it from existence. Just end it.
So
If it means, I don't. Yeah, probably. But nuke a lot of people.
Yeah.
We nuke them.
Yep.
No one's gonna war at that point.
Yep.
everyone will be orphans.
So, oh, oh gosh, yeah, that would be something. She wouldn't think of that, and then it would hit her after the fact, like after it happens, and she's like,
oh, I just created
wait a minute.
millions of orphans. Yeah.
Mental breakdown, enter asylum.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, and then so now, am
Would
I
be
still
towards Seth,
picking
yep.
Boldo?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Love, return my affections.
Please.
I'm like 30 years older than you.
I don't think Triss has like ever interacted with Boldo before this point, so
No, the
Yeah.
closest was when you wanted to just go ahead, the very first scene, whatever. She was just there with the chalk, conflicted whether to continue drawing or not. Gosh.
revenge for sabotaging, upstaging, or overlooking me. You were my assistant.
Maybe.
And now this guy
I'm
comes
feeling
in.
like he's coming here.
Yeah.
Taking my spot. It's like, hey, I'm the one working with him.
Yep.
Okay, not you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with revenge. Again,
Revenge?
inferiority complex.
Because it has for sabotaging, upstaging, or overlooking me.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're upstaging her entire existence
Upstage.
right now. You've
Yeah.
become my de facto partner in this. Cool stuff. Well, there we go. That is our first of 3.
First time my character has died. Sad hours.
Get used to it.
I know. I couldn't continue my actual. Well, actually, no. I still get a vendetta. Yeah.
It's true. It's a different one.
The vendetta lives on.
Okay, so choose a player to pick the next challenge. It must be someone who has not picked one already. So what do we say? Alyssa picked one, right?
Yeah, I
So,
think.
Yeah.
someone besides Alyssa. Who wants to
What are
pick?
the challenges again? Like I could go since it kind of makes sense for
Mm.
it would make sense for Boldo to pick next.
Sure, yeah. So Boldo, it's all the ones that have a little box next to them.
Box next to him.
Yep. Convince authorities our project can work, get approval to build the weapon, get funding, get new equipment, build a new facility, hire more staff, streamline our organization, blame someone for our failures, find the mole, perform a live test of the new prototype, increase the destructive power, develop a delivery system, fix the faulty trigger mechanism, or eliminate the collateral destruction the weapon causes.
I feel like it's probably fix the faulty trigger mechanism because like we saw the ruins. But like we gotta like reconstruct them essentially from our memory. If that's kind of what that's kind of what I'm getting at. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah. I don't think it was ever clear what going there was actually going to accomplish.
We were getting the last few runes because we saw the runes like projected on the wall.
Oh,
Sunstone.
through the sunstone. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. So it basically we bring that back and we put light through
We
it
don't
again.
have the sunstone anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So it just has to be from memory.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So that's why I kind of go with fix the faulty trigger mechanism. It was either that or perform a live test on the new prototype, but that doesn't exactly make sense. We don't have a prototype yet.
Yeah, I feel like we probably need to make this getting the true name, whatever that means, because the third one is obviously going to be using the weapon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's kind of the the direction I was going, is the fix the faulty trigger. Well, was that what you're kind of getting at, Caleb? Or are you saying a different one?
It could be that. I'm just trying to think of like what fixing a faulty trigger mechanism means. Like it's gonna explode, and we can't. Like we need to make sure it explodes at the right time. Like that's what that means. I'm not sure that exactly fits.
It's like,
I'm just trying to think of what makes the most sense given the current situation.
Yeah. Let's see.
Maybe eliminate the collateral destruction the weapon causes.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we saw something, we know enough, we can work forward, but we got to make sure this doesn't destroy things. Like maybe that's it. I think that's it. We know what the spell is. We have a general idea of what the missing runes are. Now we need to just add extra magic. It's kind of like, okay, how many of you guys have seen the new Spider-Man movie?
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like there was the magic that was happening, but it was out of control, so they had to create like the thing to contain the spell.
Yeah, sure.
So essentially, we got to make something that makes sure if this goes wrong,
Backups,
it doesn't
yeah.
destroy everything. We have to make
Fail
so they have
safes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't
In
that
addition
negate
to-
the fact that our challenge failed though last time because you remember the runes?
Oh, it still failed, but like that's what I'm saying. Like we don't remember all of the runes. We don't know if we have them
So I
correct.
think maybe we got 97%. I think is probably what
Yeah.
something like that.
And now we have to introduce the fail safes.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't probably
Just
have to
happen
deal
in
with
case
otherwise.
you didn't remember it correctly.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. But that's just going to take more time. Sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about though, because I feel like maybe it doesn't fit into one of these categories, but I feel like the next step has to just be we bind the
We
sun,
do it.
right?
Right.
Because that's not even the actual using of the perform a live test of the new prototype is like the last one we do, right? Because we're fighting the dragon with it. So this needs to be we bind the sun, but I'm not sure which one of these it would be.
Well, I think that's why I added the thing of like we have to add the extra precautions.
But at this point, my character would be like, we're doing it right now. Like that we wasted 2 entire days on nothing, so we're just doing it. Like I don't care about any more fail safes or anything like that. So maybe let's just increase the destructive power, if that makes sense to you, Seth, because this is basically like
because
we're doing
we have
it
a
right now,
half-baked method, so to speak. We just need to we need to increase its
Oh, you know what? This is
capability.
probably develop a delivery system. Because you're right. It's like I think so. Okay, let me hear me out. This is my suggestion. Obviously, this is up to you, Seth. But my thought would be develop a delivery system and basically just say we already bound the name, right? Like we just did it already. Like that's already passed, and now we need to figure out a way to actually use it. Maybe.
So we're just bypassing the step where we worked with what we had.
Maybe
Does that really work into the fail we have though?
We'll have to
I don't know.
blur that into
the fail. The way the
time
fails work
between.
is basically it just makes the last thing harder. It makes the chances of the final part of the quest, the actual quest itself, succeeding harder. We add another red basically at the end. Yeah, I don't know. There are several different ways of going about this. I just don't want to. I don't want to drag it out too much. Is my point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's already 8:21, and we have
For
2
you.
more to do.
I mean, like, then let's just say, so develop a delivery. Let's just say you guys believe that you remember the runes, right? But like,
yeah.
there's a possibility, right, at the very end That
it's
it's-
not gonna be enough.
it's that it
It's-
wasn't the correct rune, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
we'll go with that. That works.
and then that introduces the higher chance of failure
Yeah.
on the
Right,
final.
that's
So we
what I'm
can't
saying.
we can't do the actual. We can't write down the actual runes
because
until
the
we're sure it's
failure,
gonna
right,
work.
is that you believe that you have the correct rune, but in
Yeah. Mhm.
actuality, at the very end, we may not.
Yes.
Yeah.
That correct, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have to pretend like, oh well, I don't know if it's correct or not. Like you
Mhm.
guys just believe that you have it,
Yeah.
So,
right? Does that make
like,
sense?
like
that makes
Boldo
sense.
is like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah,
I'm
I
just,
think that's about right. And
I'm still
Varaxian's
not
like,
entirely
it's
sure
correct. I know it.
which one we're choosing still,
The,
right?
the delivery system makes sense, I think, given what you were saying. It's just that we have no idea if it's gonna work.
Yeah.
With the
Okay.
one thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Or maybe that's it. We don't know if it's gonna work, so we're like, okay, let's make sure if it explodes somewhere else.
Right. Well, so you know what? Develop a delivery system is deciding who's gonna bind it. Which one of us is actually gonna do it? Because
Mm,
we are the delivery system, right?
True.
Because if we have to discover the true name, but I think we have to probably decide: are we using the written name, or do we have enough information for the? Because I think the spoken name is probably more powerful, right? So the
Hmm.
idea is, what do we go with? So maybe that's where we start. We're just having this argument about like what to do.
Flexibility versus
Yeah, like what is the
flex-
final choice
Yeah.
here about how we're binding this thing?
Okay.
But yeah, it's up to you, Seth, about who goes first.
It
here.
makes I you know what? Let's make Alyssa go first this time, so she doesn't have to fix our problems.
Fix our problems in advance, Alyssa.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming up. So we're trying to figure out if it's going to be written or spoken right now. That's what we're trying to figure out. That's the
I think so.
challenge.
I think so.
Okay.
Because yeah, develop a delivery system, right? We're like figuring out how it's actually going to be deployed once we have bound it.
Okay.
But the scene's got to be about you.
Yeah,
Right.
you're the
Well,
logistics
so-
person, so
I think what's probably happening, right, is it's probably just you and me, Caleb,
Mhm.
and I think we're like in our like bedroom, I don't know, or the lab or whatever, just
Yeah.
like the two of
a
us.
study or something. Yeah.
And you're basically like assuming it's gonna be you, and I'm like, whoa, hold up.
Sure. Yeah, so I've just said something about how when I take on the name, like
Yeah, because I think practically, like, and because like I'm your wife and like I want you to survive this and I want the world to survive this, I'm like,
let Boldo have
you don't
have his
actually
revenge.
know
Yeah.
how to say this, honey. You've
Yeah.
just seen it. We need to let, Boldo do this. Like we need to trust him and let him do this because you've never heard this word before.
I get so I get I think I only act like this around you, but like I suddenly get really like I definitely seem like really insecure all of a sudden. And I'm just like, you don't think I could do it.
Oh. Gosh, what's your name?
Varaxian.
Varaxian.
Varaxian. Of course, I think you could do it if you were given the right amount of time, but we just don't have that right now.
If I had 2 more days to look up,
You wouldn't have
the
even had to.
pronunciation.
We had to get the Sunstone for you to even know how to possibly pronounce it.
I could have figured it out.
Varaxian, you don't have to shoulder all this yourself.
This was my idea. This was my plan. And I don't say that out of some sort of pride, a need for validation that I have to be the one to get it. But I mean, that is actually what's true.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm like,
His belief.
Yeah.
In his own mind.
But do you want to give that to Boldo? Is that really what you're saying? You want to, if he pops, if this destroys him, that would be acceptable to you? You're letting your personal feelings get in the way of this? Of our best shot? Boldo is fantastic with utility magic. What he did with the hut, the candle, the door. He's a fantastic user of those sorts of situations. But weapons?
I imagine you say it like those
Yeah.
sorts.
Weapons? I've always been the master of weaponizing true names, Cassandra, and this is what everything I've been doing has been building up towards. Yes, it is slightly easier to use the written form, but
Slightly. We
mastered
have
this.
the written form. We don't have the spoken form.
Yet.
We don't have. Yeah, you just said it yourself. We don't have the time. And yes, maybe I am letting my personal feelings get in the way because I don't want to lose my husband. But I also don't want to lose the world either. And I don't want that to be on your shoulders. Is that so selfish of me?
It's as selfish as any choice here would be, I suppose. There are always there are always complications with a situation like this, conflicting loyalties and desires. Boldo wants to be the one to do it so that he can take vengeance on that thing for what it did to his country. But he also wants to save everyone, just like me, just like you, just like all of us. Someone needs to make this decision, but it can't be any of us. Someone who actually has a bird's eye view. Let's ask Triss. She's been watching the whole situation. Let's let her decide who should bind it.
I don't know what she's gonna pick.
Me.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, because she's also, if she's your assistant, right, then she's gonna probably
Exactly.
prefer the spoken. So I don't know how Cassandra feels about that.
How young is she? I don't think that
I
might have been
Yeah, I know. I
mentioned
think
earlier.
she's gonna be like, you're gonna
Well,
let
let's
a,
say she's
and maybe
teens as well.
Cassandra
Yeah.
will say that she'll be like, you're gonna let a 14-year-old decide if this the fate of our world.
She
And
has a good
of
head
course,
on her shoulders.
and of course, she's gonna prefer the spoken because that's what you've trained her in. I don't know if I can agree to this.
I think she's a bit more logical than that, Cassandra. You're not giving her enough credit.
You haven't seen her around Philip.
And I look at you like, what? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyways.
You hear faintest little gasp from the doorway.
She noticed. Yeah.
Well,
I
then
don't know.
Who besides her? Who could actually make this choice and be unbiased? I don't think there's an answer.
Maybe we just put it to a vote.
Ah, yes, democracy.
Not saying it's the best form.
Any country that's tried democracy has been destroyed. Give me a good old monarchy any day.
What are you trying to say, that you're the king here?
Well, if anyone has to be.
I guess
that
I
makes
could
you the queen, though, so.
I guess I could settle for being a queen. But
All right, a vote it is. Let's get everyone together, I suppose. You always were the practical one.
someone has to be.
That seems like the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we go clockwise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Triss.
Triss.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Is it just
Uh,
democracy time? Are you voting?
yeah, I think it's democracy
Cool.
time. No, because I want to insert.
Really, you don't want a scene
Self-
with Philip?
No.
It's voting
Okay.
time. It's voting time. It's voting time.
Voting, you're
Especially-
the best.
So, yeah, I guess you two come out. You might see Triss, scampering away,
yeah.
trying to not seem like she was ever near the door,
Mm-hmm.
though she's possibly, you know, just kind of the teenager kind of thing of making sure she's not caught kind of thing, but kind of somewhat obvious at that point. But so you guys go ahead and get everyone gathered, and you set up the points you guys wanted to
Baldo,
talk.
Triss, Cassandra and I were talking, and we think that, well, we're going to have to make a decision here, whether or not we use the spoken or the written form to bind Helos. And, well, I may be biased, but I think we should do spoken. I know we don't have the...
Boldo scoffs at this.
Yeah. I know that we have the written form 100% verified, but with my mastery of the language, I'm almost positive that I have the spoken mastered as well. And I am the better weapon master of the two of us with true names.
Real quick, have we decided that like you could only one person can bind to a name?
I don't.
Is that how this works?
Maybe
'Cause you'd have to.
probably
Because it would have
yeah.
to be if the case in this case.
In this case, especially, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it probably is because it's like, yeah, binding the spirit of a candle versus a different candle, and this is just there's only one sun, so
That's why it's so
Yeah.
dangerous.
yeah. Triss, what did you think? Obviously, we have our preferences.
Actually, awfully conflicted. Because as like you, I have the preference towards the spoken. It's much more refined. However, if someone's to be at risk, I'd rather it not be you.
So-
Doesn't extrapolate anymore.
Yeah.
She's like, I want Boldo to die.
Yeah, get out of my way.
Well, if we're going purely by voting with what Cassandra told me earlier, I think that means Boldo has his way.
Boldo kind of just like his chest puffs, just kind of sits there thinking, my country. I don't know if he says it. He's like, I will gladly slay that beast.
Do you
He
think
turns
that
to
you
him.
can weaponize it properly? You're very good with utility, but
He just kind of looks at you and says, you underestimate the written word. You
Don't
think
try
my
it.
country.
Nothing. I was making a reference.
Okay, I didn't get it.
I said don't try it because you said you underestimate my.
My
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't
I
try
haven't,
it.
I haven't seen that movie, so
You haven't seen
No, he
Revenge
said-
of the Sith?
You haven't seen
No.
the third Star Wars?
Sad.
no.
bruh.
I've seen
Oh,
the
boy.
Oral Nuts version. I don't think that counts though.
I have the
Yeah.
bomb moves.
moves.
I just rewatched all of those the other day.
Nice. He kind of just gives him a look. It's like, you think my country stood by and just watched as that beast destroyed it?
I know you did.
Oof.
We put up our best fight. And unfortunately, that wasn't enough, which is why we're here. So you don't have to suffer the same fate that me and my son have. I'm lucky to be alive today, and I will gladly take this chance to make it worth it.
You do realize that the past 3 years of work could be for nothing if you fail. This is my project. I'm willing to take that risk because I live and die by this. It's my life's work.
This is my life. And I will lay it down if it means slaying that beast.
Are we agreed then? Very well.
We are agreed.
Triss is wondering how much she wants to just spite Boldo. And if what he just said is enough to push her away and favor Varaxian. putting us at a really annoying 50-50.
Right, in a deadlock. Yeah, I could see that.
It's like, yeah, like I want it done, but like yeah, I also want him gone. But man, I really want to prove him wrong so bad. I wanna get on the good side here, but just like we'll go very, very tongue in cheek, maybe dribble blood down the lip. Tris says, "We'll let Boldo do it." She turns around, walks away.
The room has spoken. And then I walk over to you and I like held on my hand and I'm like, all differences aside, I wish you good luck. We'll do it for both of our countries.
And he'll grab you by hands. He'll stand up because he's probably sitting down. He says, "Thank you. I want nothing more than to see the beast slain."
And I don't say anything because my actual deepest motivation is not to slay the beast per se, but just to have this work.
Yeah. I mean, Voldo wants it dead because it means vengeance and saving the world.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's the end, right?
Yeah.
I have. Do all of us have to get a scene though, or can we just end it there?
I mean, I
I
don't
think
think
all
last
of
time we had a
us-
full set of scenes.
We did, yeah. We had 4.
We did.
Yep.
I'm
I'm just
It's-
trying to think of what the next 2 scenes would even be.
I think I have an idea. I think we should play out the actual binding.
But but the whole thing is if this whole thing is about if the binding works, so that would have to be the last scene.
Well, no, that would be the activation.
That'd be the last challenge. We still have 2
So-
more scenes for this challenge. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yes, yeah. Develop a delivery system is the specific challenge, in which case
Mhm.
it's like making sure that this can be deployed.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right that
Because it's
Yeah.
possible it doesn't work, and
Yeah.
it kills
We could,
Boldo.
yeah, we could
so
go through.
the other scenes would probably have to be character things,
Mm-hmm.
right? If anything, and we can make them
Just
short, right? But-
verification of preparation. Just make sure we have
Right. Well, maybe
everything
like
set up, cleaned
Seth's
up.
Seth's scene right now is like him talking to his son, like,
Yeah.
just like a quick character thing.
Prep for in case things go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Tris in the background staring daggers, wishing you died, but also not. So
Yeah, you
just
might be
get this
right.
done and over
Looking
with.
at like the wants and stuff that we both have, I feel like they were all resolved, at least for now, in that scene that we just did.
Mhm.
I think you're right that I don't see how doing 2 other scenes would actually even make sense. Because
I
the way
mean,
we
it
set
doesn't.
up.
We don't have dice, so if we want to just skip it,
I'm fine.
it
with that.
is also, like I
That's
said,
fine
it's
with
also
me.
getting late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Fine
beyond.
with me.
I don't
I
even
don't
know what
think
I would
anything
talk
would ha-
to
I know,
Wolof
exactly.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think anything would happen beyond Tris berating Boldo, making sure he's done everything right because
Like what I
mess
probably
up
should
so
have done.
much.
What I probably should
Mm-hmm.
have done is I probably should have like refused, right? Instead of agreeing in that moment, I
Yeah.
probably should have just like still put up a fight and like tried to do something about it.
It's fine.
But
We
it's
take
fine.
shortcuts in Fiasco too.
It's all good.
I should have
alright,
put us
cool.
in a deadlock.
Yeah. Made it go quicker.
Oh no.
In
Oh.
this case, we take a look at finishing the
Number
challenge.
3.
Okay.
Final challenge.
So we put the 2 normal ones in there. Each player takes 2 red, and you read this loud. So if your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship has taken, put 1 redstone down. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, put 2 redstones. I will definitely put down 1 because I didn't want this to happen. Right? I wanted to be the one.
No, I'm fine with
Count me
it.
in on that too.
Yeah, I'm fine with the result of this. So
Yeah, I was the only one who was
Okay.
unhappy with that.
Oh,
That
me
sequence.
too.
Oh, Tris was
But-
unhappy.
Yeah,
You were-
Tris was.
Why though? Because you were the one who
You had a
suggested it be
vote.
Boldo.
What?
no, Tristan didn't suggest
Oh.
it. I did.
Yeah.
But Trish just went
Oh.
along with it because like
Fair enough.
she like logically knows that like, okay, yeah,
Got
this
it.
probably is the better thing, but I still
reluctantly
don't like it.
Went along with
Mhm.
Got it. Okay. Yep.
She's disgruntled.
Oh, we're gonna die.
Okay, so then you have one white and one red. As a player, do you think the Fellowship did what was necessary to succeed at the challenge? White if yes,
Yes.
red if no.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think everybody kind of bit the.
I say no. You're right.
Wow.
We're gonna die.
Okay.
Boldo's gonna
I say
die.
yes.
Yeah, so we have
Aw.
four. We have 4 and 4.
Ooh. Dang.
So
All right.
for the first one, you
Oof.
can just roll a d2, and it won't be right. It's just
One one is diamond, 2 is
ruby.
red.
All right. 1d2.
Oh.
Okay, red first. If we get a white, this is actually not as bad. If we get a white next time, so
D7.
yeah,
would-
d7
yeah.
again.
So the first 4 will be.
Yeah, first 4, and then the last 3 will be red.
Oh boy.
Do we all blow ourselves to Kingdom Come or not? Let's find out. Tune in 5 minutes.
Boldo's probably gonna die because, of course,
All right.
it's a game
Let's
with
go.
Caleb.
3, 2, 1.
Hey,
Oh!
Yeah.
Hey,
there we go. Okay, so what that means is
is Boldo
you
still dying?
lose a character, but you win the challenge.
Boldo.
Wait, that doesn't
But
make sense.
No, so Boldo,
Oh.
it can't be Boldo, right? Because Boldo. Well, no, you know
No,
what it
I
could
think
be.
No.
it could be.
Boldo
It could be
die, and then
Backlash.
I have to bind it with the spoken.
Oh wait, is
as
it
a backup.
specifically that order
So
that we lose him and then it,
no,
or
it's
if
just
it fails then we?
both are happening. It doesn't matter the order. It's just at the end of this, we lose a character, but we win the challenge.
I was thinking Boldo's what my thought was Boldo does bind, but he has to sacrifice Wolof for it.
Oh,
Ooh.
I've-
Okay, how would that
I
be?
was.
Huh?
Why would that be?
Oh.
What do you think?
Because we were missing like the last rune.
Oh, so just
so
like
it
some sort of lash, like
Well, like, or maybe like you to bind to the sun. I mean, people sacrificed to the sun a lot in ancient times, so it's like the sun's like, you didn't do this
Yikes.
right. I require something of you.
yikes.
And so Boldo has to sacrifice Wolof.
Well,
Ooh.
to bind the sun, you must unbind your son.
Oh, different spelling, but works.
Yeah.
Oh
in
gosh,
the
and
language, it's the same word,
Ooh.
right?
the even more yikesy part of that is if it was Varaxian and he said it right, and the same thing happened. Goodbye, Philip.
That's true.
Actually, then you haven't.
The other thing is, this means we get to keep playing our characters with, and we get to kill someone who hasn't really been inconsequential to this.
Hey,
I'm fine with that because it does
Olaf
definitely.
has been.
Hmm?
Olaf has been useful. He gave me someone to question,
That's true.
as,
That's fair.
but then he also brought the map.
He brought
That
the
was
map,
it.
but we haven't.
That was
he, hasn't
it.
he hasn't really been in any scenes except for like the one right at the beginning. So
But I
we're-
am fine
yeah.
with this because it does actually. It's a consequence for Boldo. It actually matters to him.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it is a lot more interesting than Boldo's dead now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. My
Alright.
suggestion was going to be like Boldo dies and then I have to use the spoken version because I was right
Mm.
all along. But that might just be my character talking.
No, this is the
because he
this
wanted
is the
he wanted to
touching
do it.
ending.
Mhm.
Alright.
Cool. Yeah. So we just see like Boldo writing out the like giant, probably huge name of the sun, right? Like it's just this huge, complicated scribble of runes, and then we just see you like communing with it,
Mhm.
and just like things are flying.
Well, I imagine
around
like
everywhere.
like he's done it before. He probably like grabs what he does. He grabs it. He like how this works is he draws out the thing. And usually, because it's the way we've done it before, is he has to physically interact with it.
Yeah.
So he like draws out the name around the circle, how they think it is, connects the lines to the center, and a one giant. So it all connects to the center, and then he pulls up at it, and like you see like the sun pulling up out of the ground, and like he talks to the sun, and like you almost like they have this conversation. He says he demands a sacrifice, and he offers his son, and then afterwards he is bound to it, but is crying by
One,
his,
but at what cost?
yes
Yeah.
he's crying by his son, thinking like I said I would do anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what my character would even think about this because there's obviously some of me that would be like, oh man, it's a good thing I didn't do it because I would have had to sacrifice my son. But I don't know if that's how my character would think maybe I feel like it would be too cold for him to think like I
Yeah.
still wish it would have been me. But he probably doesn't. It's probably more like, oh, good. He just had to sacrifice his son. Oh, it's just relief is what I feel, as opposed to any sympathy for you.
I think Triss, at least, she's a bit younger, not as hardened as some people. She just, hand over face, mouth, whatever, falls on her knees, just kind of like, I would never, just more or less just kind of dissolving her revenge kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
just like
that is
that is commitment. She's just I could not.
I couldn't have given up Philip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just,
I think Cassandra like holds on to like Philip. She just like
Maybe
hugs him,
now,
like really tight.
maybe now too, like this whole time we haven't really described our characters, but Boldo is probably like this person, long, like shaggy brown hair, big beard, brown eyes, and probably after this, his eyes have turned red. Just like to show like he has the power of the sun inside of him.
Yeah. Cool.
I think that happened with Toity too.
Cool.
Once again, have a character become a fire thingy.
So I think we know what the third one has to be. Perform a live test of the new prototype. I'll just go ahead and pick that one.
I mean, we all know.
But then, like, I guess we forgot to go through the specific stuff here of like how it's. But so first, you say why it's difficult. Obviously, this is we have to go up to we have to find the dragon for one, not die by the. And somehow get it off on the dragon in a way that will kill the dragon and not us. So yeah, that's why it's difficult and why we need to do it. I feel like we build up to Seth's character. So maybe we start with Alyssa, because I can't choose myself.
Can we just start with me?
Yeah.
I can't choose myself though. But I think Boldo's would probably be the last scene, or second to last at the very least. So I probably
Do we
start with you
need
again.
3 scenes?
I feel like scene 1 might be you like doing the plan, right? Like us like having the logistics meeting.
Okay. Okay. Do we know where the dragon lives?
No. I don't. So far, what we know, at least as players, is no one's actually seen it. It's just been causing destruction. People call it a dragon.
I call it the beast.
The beast, yeah. Well, our nation probably calls it the dragon.
Is there some sort of pattern that we've noticed with it?
That I feel like that's something that Cassandra has researched and would know,
Okay.
right? Like you
All
could
right.
probably just make up as like the first part
Okay.
of the scene. You're just like, all right, here's my chalkboard.
All right. Action plan.
Yeah.
My chalkboard. My chalk. It's my turn to use chalk.
Exactly.
This is my chalk. It's literally got my name on it. Not that you.
I carved it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's gonna say, so we've noticed these patterns with the dragon. Okay, so it completely wiped out, well,
Whatever.
Waldo's
Yeah, whatever his kingdom's
country.
name is.
And it most recently also destroyed this country. I think maybe there's been like 3 countries that have like been
Sure.
destroyed, right?
Mhm.
And each time it's happened on, let's say, Friday night.
Okay. A particular
And Friday night is
Friday night, chilling with
tonight.
the boys.
Friday night is tonight. So I'm like, and like the country like is ours. Like it's our country that's like
next on the pattern.
next on the pattern. And so and I like
a
say
country
something-
a week. That's crazy.
I mean, like that's probably how long the dragon
yeah.
sleeps for, right? Like a
Yeah.
couple days, recharges, and then just goes out.
Destroys another country in a
Yeah,
day.
Yep.
that would really make the 2-day journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Touchy.
That was
Right.
so much time.
If we
That
if
does
we
make more sense.
take too much extra time on that, we don't got time.
We probably did the binding on Thursday, right? That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Right.
Thursday night.
So I think the other problem that we're going to face is that it's coming to our country. Okay. And the direction it comes in is the direction of the sun. So it comes in the east, and we are on the wrong side. So we need to like ride like tonight to like intercept it.
Okay.
I think that's
We've
the problem.
Yep.
We've got a cross-country road trip.
So
In
I
a
probably
day.
a lot of this planning session is probably you just being like, okay, so here's the provisions. We're going to take exactly this amount of provisions so it doesn't bear the horse's weight, doesn't put too much weight on the horses so we can ride fast. But also we're going to have to bring an extra horse that's tied to the horse we're riding and switch off horses halfway through. And like you have this whole plan out like to how to. And then once we get to this point, we're going to have to not cross the river because it's going to be cold at night. And then the horse's muscles are going to freeze up. And then, at one point, we're going to have to get off our horses and rub the muscles down so they can keep going. Like, there's going to be a bunch of stuff
full
like
Pony
that, right?
Express style. Just
Right.
Right.
Maybe we're not like on the whole other side of the country, but like we're not like on like
Yeah.
the
We need
beach,
to move
where we need
quickly.
to be.
Yep.
Right. And we have to move quickly. So yeah, that's the problem that we are finding. And I've probably been spending the last couple of days like figuring this out.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm
Well,
like,
we did the
oh
magic stuff.
crap.
Yeah.
This is what we got to do.
This
Cool.
is you handing off the rundown that you've been working on.
Yeah, so I
Mhm,
think
yeah.
after you've explained this, I just say, that's fantastic, Cassandra. All right. We'll leave in the morning. You and Philip will stay here.
Absolutely not.
I can't risk you.
And I'm not going to risk you. Why do you think absolutely not.
You've
Philip, I
gotten
understand.
this-
Philip can stay.
And Philip's like, no. Or actually, this would be Seth. What does Philip say? to that?
do I have to stay?
You're 13. Not, oh, I guess you are going through puberty.
no
The
one cares
voice
about
is correct.
I will not lose my son and my wife in the same night. Listen, Cassandra,
You
you have
will if
done.
You won't lose us because this plan is going to work.
You have done fantastically. You have gotten us this far. We would not have made it this far without you. But now we have the plan. We will follow it to the letter, and you will.
You
stay
need me in
here
case something goes
safely.
wrong.
We can improvise if it comes to that. We have true names. We can use them if we need to.
Oh, geez. Okay, I'm trying to decide if this is a character moment here where I'm like, because right, you want my support.
Yeah.
So like, you want me to like listen to you,
Yes.
basically is.
Mhm.
But I'm like, I'm trying to like,
'Cause
I don't
I'm
know.
basically telling you, like, listen, you like I. It's not that I don't want you involved in this. It's not like I'm trying to like press you down. Like you did all the things already. Like you've already done everything you can do, and now you'll be safer here. And we're the ones who have to go into danger. You don't have to do that. Like we have to.
Right. So I'm just debating now if it's like if Cassandra like gives in to say like I trust you and like I know that you can do this, or if she's just gonna say like
The thing to remember: we have 3 more scenes after this.
I know. Sorry, I'm just like debating.
No. Not time wise. I mean, you if you stay back, who are you going to be for the next 3 scenes?
That's true. You don't actually have a minor character. Oh,
I
man, we haven't
don't.
done anything with his undercover agent character.
No, I forgot they existed.
Oh yeah, he exists.
Yep.
Well, his target's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think Cassandra's just gonna say like I trust you and I love you too much to like not see this through with you.
And I just deflate.
Oh.
And yeah, so you as a
But I agree. Philip needs to stay behind.
So
But what-
I think probably what happens. Go ahead.
What happens if I lose you both? What do I do?
We have an uncle. You have an uncle somewhere. We'll send you off to him.
He smells.
So my thought here is that I think the consequence of Cassandra coming is that Philip sneaks with like sneaks after us and comes anyway.
Okay.
Right? Like I feel because
And
otherwise,
we'll go with-
otherwise we both kind of get what we want. Whereas I
Yeah.
feel like if Cassandra is insisting upon coming, then Philip's gonna be like, no, what are you talking about? Like I'm definitely coming, even if he has to do it like behind us.
And we'll go with Triss as an accomplice in that.
Right? Yes. And Triss can be an accomplice in that. Yeah.
Okay, and that's probably where the next scene goes.
Continuing Triss is
Right, and that's probably next scene.
Gosh, how would I'm not certain like ideas of how. Okay, so yes, next scene is going to be Triss and Philip. Sorry, Seth, got to continue that. Actually, no, not sorry, Seth. Continue the voice.
I don't mind this voice at all. Dude, my D&D voice
Is this.
granted.
It's with a voice changer, but still. If you want, he could go through puberty really quick and
Sound like this.
That's what the sun sounds like.
All right, suddenly
I
Triss.
am the sun, listen to me. No, you will not.
That's what Boldo's hearing in his mind right now. It's slowly driving him
Exactly.
insane.
Gosh. Gosh, but now I'm thinking of like how would Triss be able, like Triss wouldn't how would she be able to even try to start thinking up of a way to bring him along?
Well, probably, he who says this was willing?
Get on the side.
No. I'm saying like you're like, I'm going, you're like, I'm going with you.
No, you're not. Okay. For once, I agree with both of them. You need to be safe.
I'm
see,
not
I know
safe
what I'm-
anywhere if it doesn't work.
Thinking of them being in a romance just doesn't make any sense.
Because Philip's the one with the high voice, and so it seems like
I can't do a puberty voice.
Just,
Like I do
just do a
something
regular
different.
voice.
No,
fine.
this is more fun.
Oh boy.
Or if he
I'm a
13-year-old
late
boy.
bloomer.
No, he hasn't hit puberty yet. That's the thing.
I represent the Lollipop Guild.
Lollipop Guild is going with.
You are no child of mine.
I know where they're going. I've listened to my mom for the past few days talking about their plans. I know how she thinks. If you go, you're going to get lost. I've seen you get lost. It's happened 3 times this last week.
But John Doe is probably far more capable than he is leading on to us, okay? And if anything, I know what I'm doing. I can use some magic. You can't.
I don't need magic. I have this. I learned from my mom. She's a very smart
Yes.
lady.
A brain of a 13-year-old boy. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, and the magic of a 14-year-old girl is so much better.
I'm an apprentice to Varaxian.
I'm my mom's son. He's the one who's kept us alive. Hello?
also Varaxian's son too, so you know.
Yeah, a Varaxian's son.
No
What's
set of
your
mine
point?
would have that voice. I've disowned him.
Daddy,
He
love
was
me.
adopted.
No son of mine. It's just
That would be if Boldo had died, that was gonna be mine. It was like, Daddy, love me. Look, I'm coming with you whether you like it or not.
how would you be able to hide? How would you be able to pull it off? There's nowhere for you to hide.
How are
There's
you
no such
planning
thing
on,
as storage space.
how are you planning on hiding? You're bigger than me.
I'm not hiding. I'm actually going with.
Wait, I thought she was We're still
She's
waiting.
No, they
still-
just said Philip was staying behind.
Oh,
Right, because
okay.
you're our son, so
I
we
missed
don't,
that
we
part.
don't care if Triss dies. We just don't want you to die.
Sorry, I missed that. I missed that
No,
part.
No,
I missed that.
Otherwise, I would have made.
Because I think
would have
what
made
really happened,
comments of,
right,
I'm
is
going
because
with
the
your-
country is gonna die if we don't succeed.
Mhm.
So probably we were like, you're going on a boat to like your uncle's country or
Mhm.
something like that, right?
Yeah, so okay, sorry. I was under the understanding that Triss was also staying.
Nope.
So that's my fault. Sorry.
I would have played into that more, but
I don't need to hide. You're bigger than me. It's easy to hide behind you.
glad to know you think of me that way.
Don't think of you much at all, to be honest, but right now you're very useful. Look, help me. If I
Chris's
look,
heart
if
shatters. You hear an audible crack.
look, if you're
Gurno in chat just said, "Let Philip burn."
wow. I'm not sure
Thank
which
you.
way he means that way. Like, let me burn with the rest of them or all alone.
Either one would work for me.
Look, if you guys don't do this right, we're all dead anyway. So I might as well die with you than by myself.
Raxian,
Can
can
you
I
help me
hog
out?
tie him?
What? Are you talking to my son? What's happening over here?
Nothing, Dad.
Why are you using that
Fine.
voice again?
It's my voice, Dad.
You're starting to sound like Carl Weezer.
I don't know who that is.
From
thanks,
Jimmy Neutron.
Dad.
Yeah.
I got this.
I need,
Carl Weezer.
I need to find the true name for your voice. Walk away.
Tone pitch down.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
mean
just like
you-
a panel opens up and my brain just like changes on it.
Halfway.
Yes.
Next scene.
Dad, I hit puberty.
No, that's next scene.
Just let me go. I mean, you don't have to. You can literally just ride off without me. Or you could like tattle on me. I don't know. I'm just riffing at this point, dude.
Especially with Triss's heart broken. I don't know what she wants to do anymore.
You wouldn't let me go with you. You're heartbroken that I called you. That I wasn't interested in you.
I'm like gonna rip up a Cassandra mention in their conversation on the side. Oh gosh. If we bring you along, we could squeeze another scene out of this.
We only have 2 more scenes left.
I know, but we could also just be done in one more. More likely than not. Just know. We all need you to stay. We
Okay,
need to know that if
fine.
anything, someone can go on.
Do what?
Just live, survive,
For another 2 weeks?
and take on notes with
Take what? Sorry, what'd you say?
notes. The notes of the plan. And maybe some other kingdom has a chance.
I guess you're right. He'll start like crying.
Hands on the side of the head because I am your senior by all of, I don't know,
1 year.
A year. I
a
think.
year. Just I don't know, maybe just exposure to Viraxian, slight more maturity or lack thereof. Carry on for us, okay?
Take care of them, okay? He starts
I'll do my
crying.
best. I
Well,
don't know
we're
how
all-
much I'll be able to keep Viraxian under control, but
You
at the
said,
very least your mother can.
it's funny. You say, "I'll do." You say, "I'll do my best." He goes, "Oh, like no, we're screwed." So he'll take a copy of the notes and walk off back to the boat and
Yeah, right. And we probably say that to you too. Like you have to like take our notes to like your uncle on the other
Mhm.
country in case like something goes wrong.
okay. Philip is gone.
Thank goodness.
He'll be back in spirit.
He'll be
Oh,
back in
no.
Avengers.
Just the final moment.
He'll be back
Things
if
are about to go
Baldo
down.
does. Well, I guess if Baldo does, doesn't matter.
Philip will return in the Avengers.
telepathy.
So it's Bulldos. It's Seth scene. Bulldo scene.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the next logical scene would be because I figure, well, okay, is the last scene us doing it, or is the
So
last, or is
The
does that
last scene
happen
is does
afterwards?
the quest succeed, right? So we can go
Okay.
we can do scenes all the way up to actually having to decide whether or not we kill the dragon.
I would say this is probably Boldo testing his powers. But do we have a
Okay.
lot of time?
I don't think we have. I mean, I think the test is on the dragon, right? Like, I don't think we have
So that
either the time or the convenience to test it at all.
okay, what would be a logical next scene then? I can't think of one.
I mean, we have to find the beast first, right? Like, what we can describe what it looks like. We can actually show up there and like see it.
Okay, so would this be after we've made the long trip?
Probably. I mean, that's probably the boring part.
Okay. So then we've arrived at like where did you say it was? I stepped out for a second where
That
you
was
said we said it was like
Somewhere eastward.
Like
somewhere
yeah, we're
east
going
of-
to like a beach basically. Like we're going to like the
The coast.
most eastern part of the country.
like a port town.
Sure. Makes sense.
Sure.
Okay, so we're at a port town.
All store in places we never thought of.
Port town. Oh, we'll call it Mariport. So and Boldo's looking around, having flashbacks to the burning of the burning of his city that he saw. Looks to the sea, and there's probably like a mountain range nearby. Says, "Well, he wouldn't necessarily be here yet, would he? Or has he like flown here and we know? Is I guess I
So what Cassandra figured out was basically like it attacks a new country every week on the same day of the week.
Mhm.
And the pattern of the countries it's been attacking has been getting closer and closer to ours. So this just should be the day it attacks.
And it always comes from the east
From the
side.
east.
Okay, so is the east directly towards the beach or is it directly towards the mountains?
I think like looking towards the east, you're looking at the ocean, right? Alyssa, is that what you're saying?
Mhm.
Yeah,
basically?
that's what I'm saying.
So he looks out.
Because its
towards-
home is probably somewhere in the middle of the ocean that like we don't.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So he looks towards the sea and says, "Well, now we wait."
That's a cool scene.
Cassandra.
Yeah, we're just like standing on the beach, just like waiting.
Cassandra, what's the plan? The plan from here? He attacks from the sea. He's done it every single time. I saw it myself.
Well, the hope
that
is
we-
that we catch him before he makes it to the town. We see him in the distance.
We need a way.
Okay, I have
need to-
the best idea about what is actually happening here.
Okay.
Based on what
Okay.
Alyssa's just said about it always comes from the east, which means the rising of the sun.
Mhm.
The beast is the sun. Or some
We-
like incarnation of the sun, right? Like
So
Maybe it's like
so it
like a
crests
part
the
of the
horizon,
sun that like you know how like the sun has like
the
solar
flares.
flares.
like solar flares. Maybe
Yeah,
it's a
it's
solar
like
flare.
a solar flare elemental, basically. Or
So
something
the
like that.
real-
as the sun comes up, it's hiding in the sunlight, or the
So
backdrop of it is the sun.
Well, because I described it comes at night though. So is it like when the sun
yeah, it was all
sets?
we'd always said it comes at night.
Oh, did we
because
say
that's
at
why
night?
no one knows what it
Oh,
looks like, yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Oh.
Never mind. Scratch that. Sorry,
Bummer.
I didn't know that.
No,
I
it could be when the sun sets though, right? Like a solar
that'd be-
flare like comes up and then like
But then it would be coming from the west.
oh, I see what you're saying.
Do we just change the entire story we've come up with at this
I mean,
point?
it could just be
flip
that
the
it-
kingdom around.
I mean, I just made that up. Maybe
Yeah.
it's at sunrise. Like it's Saturday morning, right? Like it still makes sense, right? It's Friday night, but you know, first thing Saturday
Friday
morning.
is the last day you have to live.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Up to you,
Okay,
Seth.
so
I mean,
Friday.
Seth, you're in charge of the scene right now, so
I mean, given the things I've said before, I think it makes the most sense that it probably is. It's at sunset because it's like the final light is gone and then it comes.
yeah, that makes sense. And Gurno made a good point in chat. It would actually be really easily seen at night if it was like some sort of like sun elemental or something related to
Yeah.
the sun. That makes sense that it's not. Yeah.
Maybe
it's the moon.
The moon.
Yeah, it's a dark moon beast of some sorts.
Yeah, I feel
using
like it's
And the only
sun.
way to destroy it is the sun.
I feel like it
Mhm.
should have something like I'm just trying to figure, writer brain is going off right now. I'm just trying to like tie in the themes that we've been playing with all together to make this
Mhm.
whatever this thing is definitely related in some way. Because my thought was like to make it related in a bad way that like complicates things, right? If it's like, oh, looks like we just found the perfect thing to destroy it. That seems a little too convenient. Yeah, I don't know.
But
What do you-
then
what do you think?
if we're also like a little bit off and calling the name of the sun, it miserably fails.
That's
though.
also true. Yeah, that's fair.
Mhm.
All we know about the beast so far is it's very large, it comes at night, it has a pattern of attacking, and it's destroyed 3 countries, each basically in a day. What do you think, Seth?
I think we need to evacuate the city. Is it already evacuated? I mean, do people already know?
Probably. I assume so. I mean, at the very least, if Cassandra figured it out before, well, it really depends on if Cassandra just figured out this pattern or not.
I mean,
Given that
probably because
you
if
probably,
I
yeah.
didn't just figure out this pattern, we would have been coming here days
Yeah.
ago,
Yeah,
right?
we would have done the binding here.
Right. So I must have like just figured it out.
So yeah, saying right now evacuate the city is probably a good idea.
Yeah, we need to evacuate the city.
And it
So-
probably would have been hard to know that information because everybody died,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? I probably gathered like that from
My
That makes sense.
information.
Yep.
yeah.
So I look to you, Cassandra, and I say, "Go, ride to the town, get them out."
While she's doing that, we need to prepare.
Okay, is there time for me to go do that? I guess she
Maybe
would.
not.
She would go do that.
Like maybe not, right? But like it's better than nothing, right?
Right, I guess
At least
so.
they're already
Yeah, I
moving.
guess
Regardless, if she has the time, she's
so.
going
So
to
then
do
Cassandra
it.
is gonna like grab like your shoulder and just say, "I believe in you."
Like reach in
Please
for a
be
deep kiss, probably.
Please be safe, or or probably not be safe. Just kill the darn thing. But she doesn't say darn.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then she rides off.
Yeah, and I think I say to you, Boldo, I'm like, I have to admit, I'm feeling largely helpless right now. Everything rides on you, my friend.
What do you know of dark beasts? That might be of some help. This is just a big one. I mean, it's like this one is enormous, but I have no doubts that more of these exist somewhere. This didn't come from nothing.
Yeah, I rack my brain and I just shake my head. I'm like, we've never experienced anything like this before. We don't even know what it looks like. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Triss, you, anything in your studies? I know you are young, but any information is
remains-
useful right now.
Remains speechless.
Jonda, the guy who's been here the entire time and we haven't talked to.
You, who are you?
Kondo.
What are you doing? Go away. I changed his name because he was.
Yeah, I
there.
got it. I saw that.
Just slightly.
He would turn to him. Might as well. This is the character. You, silent one. Whoa,
I have no
okay,
idea what he's been doing this entire time.
Keeping.
The only thing we know about him is he's an undercover agent. He is the beast.
That seemed too cliche.
Like,
I
No,
don't
that-
know what to do with
time.
him. Like he's literally nothing. We've done nothing with him, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
He
what-
probably went with me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Just usher
Yeah,
him
there
away.
we
We
go.
don't need him.
Just usher away.
We don't need him.
he's kind of like, yeah.
When I
He's
spoke,
not here anymore, so.
I need probably Boldo would speak up. Boldo would speak up and say, "I spoke with the sun when I bonded. Bonded. What were we used?
Bound it probably.
Bound when I bound it. It knows of this beast, yet knows not what it is. Obviously, it comes at night. It
It's probably only seen it in shadows and flickers as
exactly."
the sun is setting.
But it too is concerned with this beast, because the more it feasts, the shorter its days, the shorter the days grow, the darker the nights get.
Kurno said in chat. I want to return that because that's a cool idea, Seth. But
Mhm.
he said in chat, John Doe has just been a dead body the entire time. There you go. There you go. Wexen killed a guy right before the game started, and that's been the guy the whole time. Just dead.
Propping his
No one
body
knows
up
who he
at
is.
the time.
Yep. There you go. So what were you saying, Seth? That was really cool.
The more it consumes and the more it feasts, the darker the night gets, and the shorter the days grow.
I assume
Sun
that was just
fears-
with the onset of winter, but you're probably right. It is getting darker sooner than it should.
The sun fears for itself, thinking the beast might soon come for it. The only reason it allowed me to bind itself to me. It just required the sacrifice of my son.
What?
We did not have the ritual completely right. We were missing one rune.
I put a hand on your shoulder and I say, it wasn't either of our faults that wasn't there.
Warloff knew what we were going into when we entered this.
He was a brave lad.
He was, and he would have done the same. He would have had had he had the choice, he would have given himself willingly. But at this point,
I would like to
if
think that he did.
If we do not end this beast's terror now, it might be too late for this world. The world will be consumed in darkness, and it will soon consume the earth, everything in it, with nothing to hide it. The sun is the only thing that holds it back.
I frown. I think I know. I think I know what this is, Boldo.
What?
Someone has bound the true name of the night and has sent it to devour the world. I've theorized its possibility before, just as the sun's. I can't imagine this would be anything else, of course.
It is the only thing that makes sense. It explains why no one knows what it explains why every survivor has not been able to describe it, because it has no form.
It has no form at all. It is but a name and a shadow. And
all
yet,
it knows
you
is
have within
hunger.
you a light. And we must pray that that is enough.
Dang it, I was gonna say that. I think that's good for me.
Yep. I guess for my scene, I just want to do some flashy descriptions, right? I just want to.
Go ahead.
So, we see. So what do we say? What do we decide specifically that it was like when the sun sets, and he comes from the east?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, does it matter if we change that to come from the west, so that we can have the sun just setting in our periphery, and then we see it come from the setting sun.
Well, it wouldn't make as much sense because then it would be coming from light.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Of course, it would be coming
So
from
maybe
the furthest away
Yeah.
from the light. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
So we're staring across the ocean, and the light is slowly dimming behind us, but we're not looking at it, right? And you know what? I think I look at you, and I suddenly my eyes widen, and I say, "Boldo, we didn't think about this. We didn't think this through. Will the sun have any power where it cannot see?"
A candle. Well, if a candle can burn bright in the dark, so can the sun.
But in a normal situation, you have the candle with you. The sun will not be upon us. I think you need to fire it. I think you need to send its power at the instant before the sun drops on the horizon.
Wait, I need to what?
I think you need to.
I need to like
unleash,
preemptively send.
Yeah, unleash the power the instant before the sun drops on the horizon. That, according to any survivors' accounts that we've heard, is the exact moment when the beast arrives. And if you time it right, we may boil the ocean, but we should kill it as well.
But we know not which direction it comes from. Only east. Not where in the east.
And then I smile and I say, well, it's a good thing that I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting to prove another theory of mine. And I start to try to do the spoken term to bind the true name of the East itself. Right? Because unorthodox arcanist, I'm finding all the weird stuff that you can bind to yourself, right? And I'm like, I don't know if this would work, but it's the best shot we have to make sure this works.
You essentially bend space to like make it the east more easty.
Basically, I bind the east so that I know where specifically, like, the east will tell me.
For true east.
Yeah, true east, exactly, yeah. And basically, it will tell me where exactly the beast is coming from, because that entire direction now is, like, bound in my mind. And so we're, like, waiting, right? And then the moment the sun is about to drop on the horizon behind us, right below, maybe a church tower, we see behind us, like, it's kind of like framed against it in the little harbor town. And then I just say, it is coming. And then your eyes probably glow, right? Like,
No, they were probably glowing.
Right. What does it look like when you actually unleash the name?
Fire Lord Ozai.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we do the final stuff.
Do we do it?
Let's take a look.
It's in a book.
Reading Rainbow. Okay. All right. The outcome of the third challenge decides the entire quest. If we fail now, the quest is lost. Start with so we have the one red and the one white that we start with. Add one white for each successful challenge and one red for each failed challenge. So
two
one of
reds.
each. No, one of each, because remember we succeeded the challenge the second time. You just lost.
Right.
Lost
we
your
just
son. Yep.
lost the character. Okay, so it's not too bad.
So our pirates
yet.
even. So if your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship has taken, place one redstone. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, place two redstones. I'm happy.
I'm good. Well, I mean, I'm disappointed my son died, but I mean,
Yeah.
it was for the greater good, and the way he sees it, like if he was gonna die anyway if we didn't do this. So
Yeah. Everybody happy with the way?
I'm really happy because Philip didn't come, so
there you go.
I did. So
What about Triss?
Oh, Triss is fine.
Okay.
Relatively speaking. I mean, she's a little stressed out.
As a player, do you think the Fellowship succeeded at the challenge? I think so.
yeah,
Yeah.
figured out what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that both of you you got to do a spoken thing to help, and
Yep.
then he got to do a written thing to help.
Yep.
So
Yep. That's all I really wanted to
Collaboration.
do. Yep. Cool. There we go. I think that's
That's
it.
enough for a D8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll
All right,
D8.
y'all.
D8.
Are y'all ready? A 3, a 2, a 1. Let's go.
Oh no.
You kidding me?
Oh,
You
no.
kidding me?
Oh no!
We need the white.
Hey, we've got a 1 in 7. We got a 1 in
Oh,
7
okay.
chance.
Oh god.
So we don't want a 6.
6. Yep.
We don't want a 6.
Okay.
You freaking kidding me?
Oh.
You freaking kidding
Literally
me?
the one number.
You rolled both of the red.
Oh, I wasn't on the screen. Oh no. There you go.
Well,
Or 2 reds.
Oh, no.
it wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough. We all die.
That's crazy. Okay, so
That's insane.
red. Oh, you know what it is? A character betrays or is betrayed by the Fellowship and is lost and you lose the challenge. So someone betrays us, someone is lost. It doesn't have to be the same character who betrays, and we lose the challenge.
I mean, we all die.
May I?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Go for it.
We're gonna riff off of joke comment Caleb made.
Okay.
John Doe, formerly John Doe.
Yeah.
Returns.
Okay.
He never fully left.
Well, he was. If we go with the other piece of the other canon, that he went with Cassandra to go help the townsfolk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it is then when that went to happen, he slipped off. Never fully went. Cassandra
probably
never
say
noticed she was.
I was gonna say, I would probably say that Jonda is probably the other soldier type we have with us besides Wexen.
Right.
We don't know
Oh, yeah.
anything else about him, but that seems like probably what he. What
Yeah,
he
that
is.
he was there as extra security, but that's all we know.
Yep.
And so yeah, he doesn't talk much, he doesn't
continue.
do much, but no. But yeah, Cassandra didn't pay attention. She just went. She was doing her job. She was gonna get those people out of town, out of immediate harm's way. But he peeled off. Returns. As things are about to go, as you guys are preparing to cast, Caleb acts as a living compass, directing Bozo the exact orientation he needs to go to defeat Death Incarnate. Jonda comes behind, and as Bozo is about to unleash the power, slips a knife between his ribs. Don't you dare mess with my plaything.
Yeah.
Drops him.
Oh, she's the one that bound it. Or he, whoever it is.
Jonda is the one that bound the knight itself. As Varaxian's
Which
there,
makes sense. This makes
most
sense that we haven't
likely,
paid attention to him the whole time.
Yeah, and there's Varaxian, most likely absolutely flabbergasted, just stumbling over his words.
Yep.
No reaction. Instead of dealing with him immediately, Jonda goes over to Triss, who's also crumpled at the sight, just can't handle it. She's a teenage girl. She just watched a man be murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Just slits her throat, lets her drop to the floor, goes over to Varaxian, says, "Your theories were awfully correct. However, you took too long. Now you get to watch the world burn. Enjoy the show."
And
Burn?
I think we look over to Boldo
as he goes down the hill and says, "Oh, don't worry. Afterwards, you'll find Cassandra." And
we probably
also,
just zoom out, right? And then just
zoom out. He's heading and he walks down the hill as darkness and the effervescent form of darkness arrives. And specifically where Varaxian is left untouched. Everything else
Oh no.
is being torched
Like black flames.
as just dark purple and pitch black flames. And Jonda is completely unharmed. He is walking through the flames, almost relishing it, similar to someone might in a sauna, but he's there. He's just hands to the side, enjoying it, taking a walk.
And we probably see like a series of flashbacks where like a long time ago I found Jonda, like, you know, like I found Triss, like just like an orphan, someone who needed help, and he didn't have any skill for the arcane, but he knew how to hold a sword. You know, I had a good swing about him, and so I was like, you know, can you come, you know, help me and protect me? And I'm just a guy who knows how to speak true names. I don't know how to fight things. And we just see Jonda like looking over my shoulder for years and years as I like figured out these theories, and it turns out that the entire time Jonda actually did have a skill with the arcane, and just never made it clear.
Specifically on the return trip home with the Sunstone, no one realized Jonda wasn't with them at the moment of the fight.
Well, yeah, because we completely forgot about him.
And it was specific, and it was actually Jonda that took out
Killed
Wexen. And was
maybe we saw
encountered
him
for that.
use the knight, right, as a like flurry of black feathered arrows, right?
Yeah.
That just sounded like.
But
I was thinking too, like, oh, well, maybe this is too cliche, but she was the one who like covered the light when we were like at the Sunstone
so
area.
it wasn't actually like
It
Sunstone
wasn't
enough?
too late. She just like, oh, they grabbed it. Just deactivate it. Get rid of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right,
That's
so
fine.
And then last scene, you see Philip on a boat, just going down on a boat with a bunch of papers.
Oh, I feel at that point, no,
Well-
Philip ain't gonna make it.
so I mean, yeah, the
I
whole
hope my
world.
mom and dad are fine.
Epilogue. Each player briefly narrates their main character's life after the quest. Show us
It
whether
doesn't exist.
Show us whether your character feels the quest was worth it. If your main character was lost just before the epilogue, you can narrate their legacy or memory instead of switching to a new main character if you prefer. So this is what I'm wondering. I mean, I don't think the world dies, like,
No, just the country.
but like obviously some other person is gonna have to find a way to do this, and maybe it is Philip, right? Maybe.
Well, wait, real quick. You said that
Except I didn't die.
Varaxian was where Varaxian was left. Wait, you thought you said where Varaxian was
Correct.
left untouched.
He's kind of still surrounded by a sea of black flames. There's nowhere
It
he
probably
can go.
eventually leaves, though, right? Like, and because
Yeah.
I assume the point of Jonda's point was like leave
Sure.
him to see that everything has been destroyed.
True, but
Um,
unless he can build a new ship out of charred remains.
I have the true name of the East, my friend.
Yeah,
I'll probably figure it out.
a famous shipbuilder. Well, I guess that is
Right, but now
Varaxian
he
and
has to
Philip.
live with the fact that he couldn't convince his wife to go with Philip because now she's dead.
Yeah.
Well, the sole
Vengeance.
survivors
This
of
seems like
everyone.
it seems like there has to be a sequel to this, is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Because
It probably won't actually happen.
No,
but
but like that's probably where this story is actually leading, because like Varaxian survives, Philip's out there somewhere. This thing is still terrorizing the world. Yeah. Yikes, man. I'm definitely gonna like Bind the Sun to myself next, right? That's the next thing I'm gonna do with the spoken one. Well, we'll see how well it goes, but cool. Well, that was fun. Too bad
Yeah,
the world
depressing.
ended, but yeah. That was definitely intense.
Just out of curiosity, there was a 1.8% chance to get both red ones.
Wow. Yikes.
Yikes.
So why was I the one rolling?
You just got to it first.
So we can blame you since you're the guest, you know.
Dang it.
No, you're never
You're right
allowed on the
there.
show ever again. How dare you do this to us? Oh.
because all of our one shots are usually happy.
They do usually end up happy. Yep.
Not
At
for
least
me.
somewhat. Well, the
Especially
thing
not
about
roll
Fiasco
for
is, like,
shoes.
at least one
No,
character
not
has a
for-
happy ending,
yeah.
right?
Well, it's true. One does usually.
Not no, I was gonna say if it was not roll for shoes, but penny for my thoughts. That's always depressing.
That is true. Well,
You get
I mean,
coffee thrown in your face.
At the very end, you get to decide if you like want to like come back to reality and stuff. But
I don't
a
think I
lot
ever
of the
have.
time, it was like, wow, those are really traumatic memories. No, I don't want to come back to reality. Yeah.
Also,
Fun stuff.
Yeah, it was still fun.
Also, Caleb, why did you change his name from John Doe?
Because he was my minor character, and I didn't like John Doe as the name.
You didn't like the undercover agent to have the
As
most
John Doe,
generic
no,
name.
not correct. Yeah,
At least all the minor characters served a purpose.
they did.
Like-
yeah,
Yeah.
they all ended up coming in somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, this has been Follow. Thanks for playing, everybody. Thanks for coming on, Andrew. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
Thank you
we'll
for
be
letting me follow along.
Eh.
all right, get out of here. So
And you will never play with us ever again.
absolutely never. No, it's if that was the criteria for kicking people out, Seth would have been kicked out day one. So
Sorry.
Yep.
next
Day
week,
0,
I
technically.
think next week I think we're doing episode 1 of season 2 of Terra Invicta. I think
Depends
that's what's
on
happening.
Jordan.
It will depend on Jordan, but we're hoping that will be the case. So stick around.
If not, Monster Hearts.
That's fair.
That's true.
That's true. There you go. Next
Monster
week
Hearts
we
is
will
fun.
continue one of those currently running campaigns. So come back next week to find out more about that stuff. And for now, though, we are out. We're done. Adios.
Doodles.